What's up, RaiderNation? Happy Monday. And we are the day before the day of New Year's celebration. So I'm sure everybody's getting prepared for that. And happy you would spend a moment here with us. And we're going to go over what's a little recap. What's happened this week and what that means. And we'll go from there. It's the Truth Telling Squad, so you're going to get all the real. And my boy Western, he's with me as always. What's up, Western?
What's up, brother? Greetings and salutations. How you doing, good people out there? You guys having a great day? Wonderful, wonderful day. Each day is a blessed day. And thank you guys for participating and tuning in here. It's always good to see my comrades and all the Raider Nation and the fans out there. It's always good to be here.
Yeah. So we had a game versus the Saints, and a thing happened. We won again. So rather than picking fourth, as we would have been doing.
All right, has it start flickering? No? Okay, let's go, bro. Let's go while the plane is still together. Let it fall apart in the sky.
We're live, so it's going to fall apart.
Wow, thanks.
As it does.
What up, y'all?
So, yeah, we're just talking about, we had a thing, there's like a game thing, and we won again. Yeah, so that instead of fourth, we are now picking eighth. And, new territory. I think San Diego is going to try to get the fifth seed, so they're going to play their players. And I think as much as we apparently would like to win the rest of these games, San Diego is probably going to go ahead and take that victory. And so we'll probably be picking eighth or better. That's my thought process in here. Just to inform people, we could go as high as 4, I believe. But probably picking about eighth or better because I don't think we're winning. It's hard on the Chargers right now. So that's just kind of a quick look at where we're at. We'll talk more about the eighth pick and the history of that pick. And what do you think, Flash?
Flash Gordon.
Man, I think that while I'm here, I think that there's no way the Chargers, they're going to do us like bad dogs, just put our nose in it and spank us with the newspaper. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no way they're going to let us. They want to sweep us. They want us to be the laughing stock of the division, if not the NFL. And they're going to get that job done. And wherever we pick after that, then I'll start hyper analyzing that. But I don't know, bro. Like I said, I checked out mentally for the second time this year a couple weeks ago. So once I get the finality of things, then I can kind of wrap my head around it.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Raider Ryan? So yeah, I understand that. Just trying to get a little heads up, see what that means. There is some history with the Raiders in this pick. I believe, that we've had a couple different, like almost like Hall of Fame type players that were picked here, and then we had some other players that were picked here. We talked about Rolando McClain being the 8th overall pick for this team. Obviously, a pick that did not work out for us the way we probably envisioned it. To start, what do you guys remember or have to say about Rolando McClain?
Yeah, he ended up going to Dallas too, right? He played a little bit better there in Dallas. He was solid for us, but he didn't pan out, and he played
Mhm.
pretty good in Dallas too. But he didn't probably hit his expectation level, so he wasn't a flop, but he just didn't pan out.
Mhm.
Why I don't
Yeah.
know, because like I was telling you about, I think he was playing with Barton, Eric Barton. You know, Eric Barton used to be on the field all over the place, and I think our linebacking core was somewhat decent there. So I just don't know why we just can never put it all together.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think there were some issues with like his maturity at the time. And sometimes it takes players a little bit of time to get to a level of maturity where they can, really contribute. And I think he probably never had the sort of maturity that would be necessary to be the anchor of a defense and all that good stuff. I think in the Dallas he was a little bit better, but there was some issues there on and off. So, um, yeah. So, Britt Run has a quick question. He says, "Is Quinn Ewers coming out this year? What are your thoughts on him?" Western, I'll let you start. What do you think about if you get a chance to look at him at all?
Yeah, he's nice. He's on my list. He's not. Um, so I have my certain draft order of guys that I would like to get.
Mm-hmm.
He is on my list, but he's not. Um, he's probably about fifth or sixth on that list right now. But
Okay,
he's good. He's good.
fifth or sixth. That's fair. That's fair. What are your thoughts and feelings on Mr. Ewers? Um, Black.
Yeah, I mean, since we into the business of kicking every tire that rolled by, I mean, like if we get him, why not? I mean, like why not? I mean, he can. I think I don't
No.
see nothing wrong with, especially if we get him in the second round or whatever. Like if you talk about first round, then it's an issue. But if we gonna get him at
Okay.
whatever round we get, any of these quarterbacks, because this draft isn't quarterback heavy. Like all these quarterbacks could legit be project quarterbacks. And what I mean by project quarterbacks is quarterbacks that come in, sit behind a veteran or a quarterback that need a year or two, and y'all give him the grace for that learning curve. But for in our predicament, we want a quarterback to come in right
Airsoft
now that's
dude.
going to put us at 7 to 8 wins. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know if any of these quarterbacks can do that. I think if there is one in there that could do it, it could be Cam or Shador.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think they're both. I got a chance, like I said the other day, to look at Cam, and I'll repeat. I think he scored out as if he was in last year's draft, he'd been the third best quarterback in the draft, just above. I had Bo Nix third. So um, I don't think that there is this huge drop off that people talk about. I think the depth is different. There were 6 quarterbacks in that draft that were thought to be highly rated by most. I think I liked 5 of them, and uh, you know we'll see how that works out. I wasn't a big Drake May guy, but maybe that works out for them in New England. Um, Structure and stuff goes a long way, so we'll see about that. But
So I just gotta chime in here since we're on the whole Cam Ward and that's Sanders thing here. So I'm gonna bring this back up because we talked about this before we went live here. I just gotta talk about the whole the bad game that Sanders had against BYU. So most of the Raider fans that I've seen with the comments, stuff that I've been seeing, they're completely off shit with Sanders now watching that game. Some of them were saying he wasn't worth the pick, but some of them seeing that game and how he performed in that game, a lot of them are in that ship now saying he's definitely not worth that pick. And I definitely understand their take or where they're coming from in the aspect of that, because he did have a bad game. And
Do you really understand that though? Like after one game, you really understand that take? I mean, because you know what? Because you're the most understanding guy. Like you understand people's perspective. I get it, but do you understand one game make your draft?
Oh, did we lose him?
we lost them.
Okay, he'll be back.
Oh, be back.
He's back. Go ahead.
He's back. Okay. So
Does one game make your draft stock drop that much like that for real?
So that's exactly what I was gonna continue to let's say. So he had a bad game. He got sacked. All that. He threw picks and all that. But I just want to say, from what I saw after watching the game, after we went live that day, yeah, he had a bad game. It was horrible. But I'm not gonna let that one bad game he had dictate his overall performance from every game that he played. That's not gonna make me want to completely just abandon ship on Sanders. The big thing too was that I liked how he handled himself, because I watched the press conference after that game. They were asking him, questions, and I watched his tone of his voice, his body language, and how he carried himself after that, right? And I liked what I saw from him, and he definitely didn't take it as a loser. And yeah, so I think he's going to be solid in the NFL. I think he'll be fine, and I'm not going to let that one game completely hinder my draft take or draft stock on him. I think he's going to go to the combine. He's going to have a good combine. He's going to play solid, and he's going to sell, GMs and teams, and that one game won't even hinder him at all. And I understand too, and I just got to throw this in there too. There's fans are saying, "Well, he changes his cleats. He wants to be Giants. He changes all this." I understand that too, and that's something that Cam Ward doesn't do, right? He keeps that all in house and all that. But I'm not gonna let that affect the way that I see him, or let that alter my way that he's going to perform on field at all.
I'm gonna say this. Yeah, I'm gonna go further. I'm gonna say this franchise has been in the dumps for a while, man. There's a stench. You have to have a real strong belief in yourself to come here, be the quarterback, and change the whole formula and start to win. Okay, it's not just what you do on the field, right? It's about how you do it, the swagger you have, the belief in yourself, because then people have to believe in you. You're the leader. You're the man, right? Mm-hmm. You're gonna come here, be the man, change this culture, win, right? Like put Vegas on the map. Like that's not a small introvert's feat. Job, right? You're gonna have to come with it, right? It's a moral feat, right? So it's not just this cojones. Yeah. So you want somebody to have cojones. Guess what? They're gonna change their fucking cleats, bro. Like
like care. You said, I've always liked that about Shador. I've always liked that about Shador, because the way you judge a quarterback, aside from his talent, because he can also lack in some areas, but he definitely can make up. I'm talking about he as a quarterback can make up in leadership, because it's hard to teach that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So he's been groomed for that part. He know how to not. You never see him too high or too low. That's what you want out of your quarterback. You don't want to see that up and down like you see in our coach right now. Mm-hmm. So like when Shador, I didn't see the press conference. I saw one clip, which is good, because it also tells me a random clip showed me that he's out there taking responsibility. He said they asked him what went wrong. He said everything went wrong. You know what I'm saying? Basically, he had it with a smile on his face, and he didn't duck it. And even his dad couldn't even say nothing. He sat back and was like, ditto. You know what I'm saying? Because he already was saying it from the gate. At halftime, Coach Prime was like, I don't know, they over there still partying. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, Demokes. Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
This is his thing, I guess. He's just kind of, all right, man. So yeah, people do hate swagger, but then they kind of want the results, right? Yeah, yeah. So like, listen, and Cam is not a shrinking flower, so I'm not saying that. Dude put out a video talking about how he's just better than Shador, straight up. So you know, he may not be as flamboyant, but he's ultra competitive and believes in himself just the same, right? And they both look really good under pressure when the bullets are flying and decisions happen fast. They often are making the right decisions, like almost all the time. Um, you know, and have the ability to make those off-schedule plays and make special plays. Those are the kind of plays that make your team believe, right? And that's the difference: is the ability to overcome the mistakes. The hold doesn't matter because he just rolls out and throws a 25-yard dart while on the move that got somebody open, right? Throws them open, right? And that's not happening right now. As much as we love AOC, is not really something we're relying on, right? Um, it could be the difference between getting eaten up by your mistakes or overcoming them, right? So, uh, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens there. You said you got a chance to look at Gabriel, right, Western?
Yes.
What did you think about that?
Okay. All right. So I wanted to. So I'm gonna combine this to a little combo package here. Um, so with Dylan Gabriel, so when I watched his highlights, right? So I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I have to be honest, right? So I'm gonna just say straightforward, the bad thing about highlights is that it's always in from what I've seen, it's gonna show all his good plays, right? But from right, but from so I just gotta say from the and that goes with Sanders and Moore too, right? Okay, I get that. That goes with any player, it's gonna show their top plays,
Mm-hmm.
best plays, right? Okay, so let's get to the chase here. He looked good. He looked darn good, right? So I could definitely see where Tom Brady, if that is the real case here, and especially if Mitch Lawrence came out and said that if we don't get Cam Ward and Sanders, that's locked, sealed, sign it, that we would get Dylan Gabriel. I could definitely see the aspect where that's coming from because he's
Mm-hmm.
accurate. He throws a dart. He definitely throws a dart. He has a good arm. Um, but like I said before, when you see the highlights, it's going to show all their best plays, right? So what I really got to do is do a deeper dive on him and like watch the cons, about him too. So now back to my combo package here, or I'm going back to earlier. So now let's say, right, we're in the draft here. Can't get Sanders. We can't get Ward, and we are in the spot now to move into a different direction, and I'm in Tom's spot. I have to make the phone call. I got to tell the guy to give the card to Roger Goodell, right, to announce a draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
if I'm in that spot, this is what I'm gonna do, and this is just my take here. So, um, in my uh, opinion, the best player available at that time, if they're on the board, if this player is available first, I am going to go. And I know this is not popular. I'm going to be the dark horse minority pick here on this one. It's going to be Ashton Genty. I'm going to go with him. I'm going to pick him. And then hopefully I could get Jalen Milroe later after that. Now, if Ashton
Okay.
Jenny is not there, I'm gonna go with the wide receiver out of Arizona, McMillan. I watched film on this guy too. he is a stud, man, and he has claws, and this guy is impressive at catching. Now I know we don't need a wide receiver. It's not an imperative need, but I'm going with best player available. So what I would do is either get Jenny or McMillan from Arizona, the wideout, and then later on, if he's there in the second, hopefully, if he's there, I would get Jalen Milrow and have him sit. Now I went further and I watched extra film on Jalen Milrow here, and I'm really higher on him than I was before because the not just the talent. I mean, we all know he has talent, right? Speed. He has a good arm. He definitely has to work on his accuracy, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
like the way how he carries himself. His parents raised him right, and he says the things that you definitely want to hear if you're a coach or a GM, and you definitely want to sit him for a year. You don't want to throw him out immediately like Anthony Richardson, but he has the tools. He has the arm. He can run, and I'm really really high on him, and he would be the third quarterback on my draft board, and that's just me. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Well, I put your draft thoughts in a little ticker there so people can mull them over as we get through the episode here. All right. Let's make this a thing a little bit. Let's see. What do you think, Black? What would you do? You are in the GM shoes. You have the eighth pick, and you're on the clock, and they're like, "Listen, clock running out. Turn in the card. What's up? Who you picking?"
I'll probably go with Genty.
All right. So we have a little genty consensus happening over here.
Because I mean, we don't require a whole. The more we think and the more logic we use, the less likely it's gonna happen in our favor for the Raiders. So let's just pick somebody we know is a running back, even if he's a bust, and it's because he was playing in a weaker, quote unquote, conference, whatever. It still wasn't a bad pick. He just was a bust. It won't be because we picked wrong.
Man, that's rough. Okay, so let's say it's me, right? Um, I would do one or two things. I would look to trade back, um, and possibly pick up Dylan Gabriel later on in the first round. That's possible later in the first, and in the first to secure the fifth-year option that you want on the quarterback if they're good, right? Save you some money. So that's what I would be looking to do. If we can't trade back, I would probably just go ahead and take like Will Johnson, the corner from Michigan. He's extremely good. Bigger corner, which is something we were trying to take a hit on with the Cameron Richardson. Not sure if we hit on that or not, right? But like this is pretty much like a guaranteed. I'd say he might be the best player in the draft. So, and he plays corner, so it's kind of good. He plays corner at Michigan, and he's bigger. So, yeah, let's ride that train one more time. Right? So I think that's what I'd be looking to do is add the corner because with him, and then he's across the way. What's up, Pizzle? Across the way from our young guy. And then we got Nate Hobbs in the back, healthy. Just starting to put together what we're looking for in the secondary. And yeah, let's see what happens with Jack Jones. I got no clue on that. Anyway, Pizzle's in the house, y'all. Say what's up to my boy Pizzle. So, I think that's kind of the direction I'll go. Is like, okay, you know, optimize our situation. Maybe possibly trade back for something like that, and we get some more to add to this draft, and then we still get like Dylan Gabriel, right? Who, you said looked pretty good. Highlights obviously. Right? We'll dive into him too. But my boy, A Train, Swearsborn, just he's like
He
he's the
looked good
man.
though. He looked good.
Yeah. And I would tell you his arm is stronger than I thought.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's a good thing. Have you got a chance to look at him at all, Black? Dylan Gabriel?
Look at the who?
Dylan Gabriel. Have you got to see the Oregon quarterback at all?
No, I'm gonna look at him. See, this it's just like the same thing with Alabama quarterbacks. They're just a certain kind of way, and even when the numbers play out a certain kind of way, it translates another kind of way in the league. Yeah, sure, this guy can probably be an outlier for sure, but I'm gonna look at him because you guys are speaking pretty good if he's accurate and all this stuff, and I'm gonna definitely take a look at him. And plus,
I have a
and you
question.
said something too, so
Yeah.
you got good opinions.
The Oregon thing, like I don't get this Oregon thing because it feels like Oregon keeps putting out good quarterbacks and they keep being like, oh, but they're not going to be good because it's the Oregon system, and then they're wrong about that. Like Justin Herbert is not what they say hype him to be, but he's a damn good quarterback, right? Like, Bo Nix, I mean, I don't know if he looks like what I thought he was going to be, which is a damn good quarterback. So, is there like a Oregon bias that's not, fairly earned, or is this just solely because of Marcus Mariota and Aaron, whatever was it? There's another one that was from Keely Smith. There you go.
Isn't Herbert out of there too?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Herbert and
that's right.
Nix,
yeah, okay.
both. Yeah, looking pretty damn good. 2 in a row. It's on like.
No, they have good talent over there, man.
He broke all their records. So. Of course, he played for a while, so. But that's a good thing. The thing about the stat that most closely correlates from college to NFL success is actually the number of starts. The higher the number of starts, the better the player usually is in the NFL. So a lot of people kind of look at it a different way. It's actually really good when quarterbacks have a lot of experience. So, yeah. We scored 25 points in the game. A lot of people are very happy and behind the idea of AOC. Some more than others. Some even suggesting that we start him and that, he never got his fair shake. And because of that he should be given, the dedication of the team during the offseason and the offense designed around him, given the starting reins and given a fair shot to do the thing. What do you think about that, Black? Oh, do we lose audio for Black?
Wait, hold on. It was going in. Say that the last part you said.
Yeah, that he should be given his fair, shake with the offense designed around him and the focus on him starting from day one.
Oh, AOC?
AOC, yeah.
Look, if y'all want to keep kicking that spare tire, if y'all want to, that's fine. The moment we go over 65 and the vehicle start trembling, don't start crying. That's all I'm saying, because people keep wanting to make these excuses. Oh, he's a rookie, literally, because he didn't start 16 games and all this. We know what he is, man. And if y'all want to sit there and put a whole bunch of hype on some games at the end of the year, that's fine. Y'all did that last year, and this year looked worse than last year, but whatever. That's fine. That's cool. Y'all want to sit there and make a training camp based around him like he's the presumable starter Go right ahead. And so then once he falls out and he loses his job, and then we're going to be like, well, we wasted all this time. We got to give this person an off season, and then we got to give this person a full year to start. And we make a bunch of excuses for stuff. Like, no, let them go into camp just like this year, and whoever is the better one start. Plain and simple.
Maybe decide a little bit earlier, I would say.
Yeah, I'm not talking about don't use the whole camp. You ain't got to use the whole camp. You can use the first game of the camp. I mean, other preseason, because by the time you get to the first preseason game, they should know what they have at quarterback. We just don't know.
Right. Yeah,
and then in that first game is either going to confirm it or deny it. And it could be a one-off. That person had a bad game, but they shouldn't go from the presumable starter at that point to third string. That should be like, okay, well, these two are the okay, cool. All right, this rookie quarterback we got is neck and neck with AOC. We're gonna start AOC because he got the experience, and plus we want him to learn under a quote unquote more experienced quarterback. No different than what they did with Gardner Minshew and AOC this year. Because like you said, they were supposed to protect AOC instead of throwing him out there. That's the whole purpose of putting Minshew out there. Y'all act like we had so much more with AOC. When I say y'all, I don't mean y'all, but the people that wanted him so bad. And I'm like,
it's a lot of revisionist history, right?
Exactly.
Y'all talk about how y'all love JPJ, he's savior, and under James is trash. But then you're like, well, I mean, why was it? I'm like, you wanted to play AOC with that line at the beginning of the year? Did you guys remember that line at the beginning of the year? He played like 3 quarters and was knocked out of the game. Then he played like another couple games, like not even a full game, I think. Right? Came in, then didn't even make it through the full game and got knocked out again. Like, bro, like.
So I just gotta add.
People talk about Minshew running into sacks. He also ran away from a ton of sacks. Look at that. There's no way, bro. That was not going to work.
So I just got to add to this too. So we scored more than 25 points, right? And we won these last 2 games, right? Just as Pizzle said in his comment earlier, look who we played these last 2 weeks. Now I don't want to bring the Raider, high down, but let's be realistic here. The teams that we were playing, come on, Saints, come on, and the Jaguars were in the position of tanking as well. I like AOC just as much as the next person. If you've seen my lives that I've done here in the past, I always speak highly of AOC. I praise him. I always say that I think he has all the tools in the world to succeed, to be a great quarterback, right? And he's playing his heart out, which I absolutely like to see him do, right? But who knows if he could be the quarterback to win in the AFC West against these good teams we got to go against. The Chiefs, Chargers, and the Broncos. We got an up-and-coming guy in Knicks. We got to go against Herbert. We got to go against Patrick Mahomes, right? The way that I see AOC now, he's playing his heart out, because not only is he trying to secure a job, and I said this in the past, he's also auditioning to potentially be on a different team, if that case may be, right? If we're gonna roll as AOC as our starting quarterback going to the next season, and I know there's a lot of fans out there who want him to be the guy going forward and we draft around him, right? I totally understand that. But I'm going to be the realistic person here. And I gotta say, if we do that, we're gonna be mediocre. That's just how I see it. I love AOC, but I'm just calling it how I see it. Hey, if he proves me wrong and he shoots for the stars and he pans out to be the next Tom Brady, like some of other people that I know of say that he is, then hey, I will definitely bite my words and admit that I'm wrong, because I always will say that if I'm wrong, I'll come out here and I'll say it. But if we're starting AOC going into the next season, I see us being mediocre, and that's just not, I'm not hating on him at all. I'm just trying to be real here. I just don't see it like other Raider fans out there do, and that's just me personally speaking here.
I hear you. I hear you. I think AOC is a wonderful story. I think that he has the potential to be, like a Gary Kubiak level player, right? I don't know if anybody remembers the backup for John Elway, um, but he just, he was pretty damn good. Like he could come in, win you some games, you know, and then after before games, people start to kind of figure it out. And the limitations start to show. But man, for about 4 games, Gary Kubiak was pretty damn good, right? And I think that's what you're gonna get out of AOC. Like he's a top level kind of backup quarterback. He may start for a team, right? I think, but like, yeah, if you're asking somebody to be Tom Brady, then like, come on, man. Hopefully, he could be like Kirk Cousins. That would be good enough, right? But like, you know, probably gotta get a little more mobile if you wanted to do that. Um, but AOC does have like some really, really strong traits. Like when he's able to set his feet, the accuracy and arm strength is pretty damn good, man. He can make some throws that are not easily repeatable, right? Drop it in the bucket. He seems to play better when he feels like his back is against the wall. So that's a good trait, right?
Definitely.
But I don't know, just not my flavor, a quarterback in this modern league. And then I don't think he's done enough to overcome those limitations for me to be like, okay. Because, the first year Kirk Cousins played, you were like, okay, this dude is outthinking everything. It was obvious, right? He was, throwing darts all over the field and all that stuff. AOC did not look that level of good. I mean, compare those seasons, they're not the same, right? And we're just talking about Kirk Cousins. We're not talking about Brady, who won the Super Bowl, right? And I did do a comparison of those two to see like what would it, the rookie season versus, Brady and all that good stuff. Relatively similar. Brady was a little bit better, and then he also, like won. So yeah, makes a difference.
I just have to add on this one last thing here too. So I know a lot of people like to say, well, and I'm not just saying this with AOC too, but just in general, a lot of people like to say, well, check out the Baltimore Ravens, with Chen Dilfer. You just get a good defense, right? And then I really thought about that, and I thought long and hard about that, and I thought about comparing that past era compared to this era. It's not the same. So I don't think that formula where you get a killer defense, and then you get a subpar quarterback like a Dilfer, that's not going to work anymore in this league. You got to have, now it's just me, you got to have a good quarterback to win in this league. I just don't see some of the same vision that some of the other Raider fans and some of the other fans just in general of this game see. I understand what they're saying. You get a good defensive championships, you keep them off the field, which I understand, but it's not the same time. The times definitely are different now, and you got to have a good quarterback. And then I also said this too, and I just got to say this too. Aside from Jaden Daniels being an extremely talented player, right? Just look how he injected new life into the team when he was drafted there. He gives his team hope. He gives his team faith, something to actually play for and go out there like, all right, we got this high draft pick, a kid out of college who was a baller. I have hope now. And just like how Hot and I were talking before the show started, Zach Ertz is playing like Eagles Zach Ertz now, like he's going out there and he's balling, I don't want to, like pinpoint Zach Ertz, but just in general, those rookie quarterbacks give you your team a sense of new life and something to play for.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That comes with the personality of the quarterback too, though, because AOC is not that kind of quarterback. Like, so what happened is, like, I second and third what you say, because you can tell they enjoy playing for Jaden Daniels, right? You can tell it. You hear it when they talk, and when he talk, you can tell by the way he talk, because he's young, fresh, and everything. AOC is more of an older soul already. You know what I'm saying? And I get, didn't y'all say he was like in college 8 years or something like that? No, I'm just playing like a long time. So he's already more mature as it is. And he probably was never like that to begin with. That's not his temperament. So for us, that's our organization is also old. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I want new, fresh play callers, new young people in here like a Shador. It don't have to be Shador. It could even be Cam, because he got that young vibrancy about this stuff, like you said. Like, we need to inject vibrancy in our culture. I'm talking about a youth, not going to go get all these old coaches from yesteryear football. Yeah, they can help, but that's a phone call. You don't have to hire them.
Right. Exactly. Can we get somebody who's ahead of what's happening? Right. We need to be innovators again, not trying to rely on our past. That's not how we won. So, yeah, I agree fully. This is a linebacker. Let's look at this. Yeah, because I mean, what do you guys think about this? Like, you think that the current staff is the reason why AOC doesn't look better? Would he look, so much better if we had a different, coordinator situation and a more competent staff? Are we selling him short because of that? Any thoughts, Lester?
Let me dissect this question here, because I know this dude personally, so I'm gonna heckle him here if so I just want to make sure I read this right. I don't know if see AP making sandwich. Okay, so I just think with current staff. Okay, so he's saying that.
Sure. I agree with it. I agree with it, because remember what we talking about, calling timeouts. I don't care what kind of quarterback you got. If you call timeouts wrong and you going for it on fourth downs when you should be punting it, like, that's not a quarterback.
Punting it when you should be going, and not calling for challenges when you should, and calling for challenges when you shouldn't, and like just.
Yeah, the only quarterback that could succeed, that I've seen succeed in this culture with that, what you're saying, is Derek Carr. I've seen them create a mutiny on him, and he legitly was winning games when they was definitely trying to lose. They was calling play. McDaniels was calling plays for him not to succeed, and that boy was in there still winning games when it was obvious that they was trying to lose the game for him or set him up to fail, and he still was winning games, and we got like 8 wins out of some stuff. So that's the only one I've seen in this culture. Okay, I'm wrong. What I'm wrong about?
Oh no, I was giving the Derek Carr timeout wink. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's the only person I've seen. And then he didn't even succeed because he was drafted a Raider, and you see how our fan base do him. So you're right. No quarterback can succeed in this. You're
Yeah,
absolutely right. This statement is
yeah.
incredibly light years ahead, but so relevant right now.
Bing, bing, bing.
I absolutely
Right.
I agree too. Like if we would have subbed in whoever, right, better person, a better quarterback, they might have won
Yeah.
more games. But at the end of the day, they still would have been unsuccessful because it's just lose lose.
Yeah.
So I agree with
You
Black,
agree, huh?
and yeah,
I have to agree.
I
Also,
agree.
that airsoft dude. This comment is now up for huge comment of the day. It was that damn good. You might just get that. Your prize will be me saying that you won. Pretty good, huh? I think so. All right. Next. Who's up? Oh, yeah. No, I agree with this also. Please, no. I didn't want him this offseason. I don't want him. No, I don't want to do the whole expensive veteran, old guy, middle of the road kind of. We're gonna go like 9 and something. Nope. I'm good. I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Anybody have any other thoughts on that, or I assume you guys both agree?
No,
I mean,
I
I don't know. I mean, oh no, you already said you don't want
I'm
no.
cool on you like I don't like that. I'm cool on you like that.
that.
Yeah.
I like him as long as he ain't playing on our team.
No, right? So we got some people saying they'd rather have. He says Flacco over Kirk Cousins. Wow. He's
Flacco
right.
would be a cheap bridge guy, right? Cheap bridge guy, but at that point, you know what I mean, just roll with AOC, as the bridge, person. But who knows, there's just I'm gonna do the Jordan, Brad Johnson, yeah, that Buccaneers, yep. Penix, yeah, please, Penix, I was so out of all the court, yeah, I don't even, yeah, it hurts my soul, because I really want Penix, man. As much as Hot wanted Bo Nix, I was the same way, but with Penix, like that. I was calling him the left-handed Warren Moon. You know what I mean?
You did say that. You did. You did. You did. Yeah. I feel they rated like almost within like tenths of a point of each other in the analytical analysis that I did, and the only thing I had was like, does he end up taking too many hits in the pocket and get hurt? That's the only thing I'm worried about. Otherwise, there's pretty much not a problem. There's like he's all like what you said. Like he is like a left-handed Moon, but of course, Moon at his age was a lot more agile and winning Grey Cups. But that's neither here nor there. Let's see what we got over here. Got more comments. I'm just trying to get through them and make sure we're respecting people's time here. Washington got our OC. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. But,
Did Washington really get our offensive coordinator, or did Cliff Kingsbury just saw this whole situation and just like turned in his resignation paper? It was like, nah, you know what I mean? And
he had a meeting, like a staff, like an actual meeting with AP, and he was like, he doesn't know enough, and he's not going to make it. That's my thought process. And then he started looking around. He was like, Jaden Daniels or Minshew and AOC. Yeah, no, I'm going to go over there.
I wonder if when Cliff Kingsbury and all them were like sitting down at the table, right, and then they were talking, and Cliff Kingsbury was just like hearing and and Antonio Pierce talk, and he was just like sitting there in his chair listening, and he's like, "What the f are you talking about?" You know what I mean? In his head, and and then he's thinking like, "You make no sense," like nah, like I really
He was
wonder,
probably
like,
we're gonna trade and get Jaden Daniels, right? And he was like, well, I'm trying to convince Tom and da da da. And he's like, convince? What do you mean? Like, we're not for sure doing it? Like, okay, when does this meeting end?
or I wonder if he was like just saying not anything, like he was just telling him, "Oh, Compton, man, ill, intent, violence. I'm gonna go my 6'4", No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We need somebody to do an Antonio Pierce impression. Oh my gosh! All right,
Go ask
fair
Tom.
enough. Ryan has a good point. Too many substitute teachers, and nobody learns from a substitute teacher. So he's saying no quarterback can make it. I just say you'll see, and AB is a good face of the Raiders, but rather we gotta have a good looking coach with smarts. AP won the job from emotions. Yeah, Airsoft, I don't know what you're on today, but boy, it's special. You should, whatever that pack you got is, keep that packing. That's the good stuff.
See, I talked some sense to him. Man. Nah, I'm just kidding.
He said, Cliff asked him, when do you use timeouts?
That's a good one. That is a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh.
So, how do you use a timeout, and when do you use a timeout?
Like it was a reverse interview. So, what do you think about fourth downs?
Ill, intent, violence. Physicality, ill, intent, pain.
No.
Compton.
This is devolving quickly.
All right.
Black, save us. Save us from ourselves. What do you have to say?
Oh man.
We need an adult in the room, so I'm calling him Black to do that. Is he here?
To do what? When to call timeouts and all that?
Just be an adult here. We got people piling
I love
on
it.
AP.
No, I love it. You see, I'm the kid. I'm reading the newspaper, acting like I don't hear y'all going off. Y'all just can't see me. I'm just over here minding my own business, laughing and chuckling to myself, like, "Ooh, that one was funny right there." Like, I'm like, I've been saying the whole thing. Like you said, that should be like one of the first two questions. How's your family? Yeah. So, fourth down situations. What you think about that? No. What do you think about timeout situations? Because let me give you an example. We laughing, right? But I heard Tom Brady say in a cast yesterday, like because a team had 3 timeouts and they mismanaged the time, and he said, "I have a general rule: if you have 3 timeouts, if you got 3 timeouts with less than 30 seconds, you managed it wrong." He said, "I think you should have 1 timeout. You should use 1 timeout from 1 minute, like from 2 minutes to 1 minute." Use another timeout from 59 seconds to 30 seconds, and then leave the last timeout for when you need to kick a field goal. Exactly. So right, wrong, or indifferent, right? He had a plan. You know what I'm saying? I think that, like, to me already, Tom Brady's smarter than AOP already. To me, just based on that, because I don't think that's something AOP could say. You know what I'm saying? So when we're talking about creating a culture, it's these little things that you create culture with, not the biggest things and the biggest name. They earn their big names because of the devil and the details that they pay attention to. The most overachieving people pay attention to what? The details. It's about the details.
Yeah, definitely about details, man. Yeah, you know, and that's the thing when you have a team meeting from the players coming to the coaching staff saying there's not enough attention to detail. That has to be it, right? I mean, I don't think you come back from that, and I just don't see how. Right? They said everything that I was trying to say myself since week one, right? With those decisions in the Chargers game. Like the little things, it's a game of inches, dude. Like it literally those are pivotal. You cannot get them wrong. And that's why you hire someone who knows how to like do those things right. That's why they get paid so much. They're the leader of the team for a reason, right? You can't be a leader and then make, you know, repeated simple, you know, pivotal errors. It cannot be. And there's no excuse for it, right? Especially if you're, you know, hanging out at the club at 3 a.m., um, doing whatever you do in Vegas at 3 a.m.
See, I don't even care about that. Me personally, I don't care about that. Just as long as you go out there and win. But see,
But
what
he
y'all
didn't
did,
though. But he
y'all went
didn't
out
win
there
though.
and
See,
shit the
that's the
bed.
thing.
Y'all
Right.
went out
See, I
there
don't care.
and bed. I didn't have a
I ain't
problem
gonna
with
start.
you being out. If you felt like you need to go out there and put 30 grand on black because silver and black had you up all night and you was game planning and you didn't want to fall asleep and you just wanted to make sure you stayed up. I don't care what the reason is.
Mm-hmm.
You knew what you was doing when you walked out there. You know it's cameras everywhere. So, hey, it is what it is. But when you lose in the fashion that you lose, then that makes it look like your decision making is terrible. Because I know Dennis Rodman used to fly out and fly back in and get 30 rebounds and go right back out. And Michael Jordan used to hate it. But he respected it because when it was time to work, he was there to work.
Did you hear Gruden talking about Janikowski
Yeah,
being literally drunk?
Yeah,
He
the
said,
Saints
"This
game.
man,
Oh yeah.
was
I heard
drunk."
that early in his career. But first of all, I didn't. If you know anything about GHB and GHB, or he was the one. That was why he dropped so low. Because I won't say so low, but they was talking bad about him because of that. But when everybody knew he was a first round kicker. Like you don't never see that.
Right. He was generational.
They was like he was literally. You would have to damn near wake him up, get him to the field.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what Gruden said, that they, you know, he was obviously drunk, and Gruden was like, he just wanted to, you know, make him kick to prove like, you know, that you have to do the right thing, right?
Yeah.
And so he said he called a kick where he was like, he probably maybe normally wouldn't even called it, but he was trying to prove a point, and got him out there as like a long 55-yard field goal or something like that. And this position coach was like, "What the hell are you doing? He's like drunk. He can't kick." Right?
Yeah.
And it was like hike, boom, right down the uprights.
Yeah.
Right? Comes
You
back
know,
to the sideline.
it's different when you go out and you party, right? And you party and then you go out and you do your job. Like we all know the stories of Kenny Stabler. You know, you go out, drive down Fremont Boulevard, Fremont down here, reading the playbook by the jukebox light, you know, drinking and everything like that. But you go out and you win and you perform. So I don't care what you do as long as you're winning and you're not detrimental to the team. I don't care what you do. You know what I mean? You want to gamble, you want to play poker, you want to drink. Hey, that's fine, but just win. You know what I mean? Just win.
Yeah, right. That's where the model comes from. Great.
You
question.
already know you look like a genius when it works, and you look like a dummy when it don't. So you put your life and reputation on that.
You want me to start trying to pick things apart and paying attention? Fail. Then I'm gonna start looking at shit. If you win,
Exactly.
If
you want me to start scrutinizing what you do so bad, start losing. I got to figure out why we losing, and I'm gonna pick the obvious thing that don't fit.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I don't open up my car engine and start fucking with shit when it's running. So,
That's right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Just run, nigga. Damn. Shit ain't running. Then I'm gonna open the hood and be like, oh shit.
Right.
Right. And I'm gonna see everything. So, you know.
That's for real though. So yeah, I used to do all kind of stuff before. My pregame was crazy. My pregame was crazy. Nobody would probably. I wouldn't suggest my pregame. Not to say it was that. I'm just saying, like, but I know that pros
He's
do it
on
now.
that Lawrence Taylor
How I
pregame,
used to smoke before the game. I used to smoke I used to wake up like at 7 a.m, smoke two blunts, right, something like that. Then I'm smoking a blunt on the way to the stadium. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff, right? Take a shot of Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? Same thing Marshawn said. He was like, I'll take a shot. Peyton Manning was like a Toradol. He was like, no. He was like, Hennessy. he was like, y'all got a bar in there? He's like, yeah, in my backpack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got what they do, man. Just as long when it's time to work, you work. We can live with the results if you just lose on some stupidity. I'm talking about just they was better than you, but not if you out there just being absent-minded and just coming as you are.
Right, you weren't prepared.
See, I was very fortunate because when I played Pop Warner in '97 for the Mel Peters White Knights, I was tight end and defensive end, and we won that year in 1997. I got the trophy, I got the pictures, all that stuff. I was fortunate that I was a kid because if I was playing in high school or something, dude, I would do the same thing, man. I would be getting wild, you know what I mean, and doing some off the wall, stuff like that. So, yeah, man. But as long as you do your job, man, it's that is the main thing. And one of these days, chat, I'm gonna post my picture where I was a kid, man. I got my, all that, man. I got my trophy and all that, man. I don't ever, talk about it that much because I don't ever like to boast, or like brag. But it's something that I do hold, to my heart. You know what I mean? It was cool.
Good stuff. Defensive end. Played a little bit of that when I was younger. That was one of my favorite positions, man.
So
just
I
wrecking quarterbacks.
So just me. So I liked playing on defense, right? It was good to like hit people, but for me, and it's just me, I got more satisfaction finding an opening in the defense and catching the ball, and I got more of a high
adrenaline high. Yeah. I can see that for sure. Yeah. What do you think, Black? Did you prefer offense or defense?
Well, that's funny. Because it's funny because, like you said, bro, I don't like to like talk about myself a lot because especially in this era where people like to put extras on it. But so I'm like Travis Hunter, like for me, when I'm on offense, I like to feel like I'm on defense. And when I'm on defense, I like to feel like I'm on offense. Like when I play receiver, right? I know they're trying to hit me, but I'm about to hit you before you hit me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm about to give you the business before you give me the business. Okay. When I'm on defense, like I play receiver, and this is before I play quarterback. But then when I play corner and safety, I feel like it's easier for me not to get hurt if I'm hitting you than, you know what I'm saying, than getting hit. So I'm at an advantage, but I feel like I'm on offense because when the ball is in the air, it's mine. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like both of them the same equally. It's just kind of got their own kind of brain twist, mind fuck to it. But if I had to pick one, I would rather pick defense because you're more no, I can't say that because the injury I did sustain was on defense. But so I don't know. The one injury I did, I sprained my knee and playing safety, and that was only because, like they say, if you don't go 100%, you're gonna get injured. You know what I'm saying? Because this dude kept hitting the hole, and I kept telling the linebackers, "Why does he keep coming through the same gap?" And I'm just sitting there looking at him run at me, and I'm like, "Man, I'm tired of having to tackle him." And as I'm standing there, he's running at me, and so I tackle him, but instead of running at him, I'm just standing there. So now I hyperextend my knee, whatever. So even that falls on his face. So I don't know, bro. I think it's a healthy balance of it all. I guess it depends on whatever your temperament is as a person. I guess because, like you say, finding the gaps in that defense and frustrating them. Oh, it ain't no better feeling than that when they can't stop you, and that coach is going crazy over there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Oh man, yeah, it's a difficult one, but man, I think I felt like when I got to play defense, I played attack positions where I got to play defensive end and safety, and so like attacking, I really liked that position. Also because I felt like anything I did was like definitely icing, so like you know, I had a knack for finding turnovers and stripping the ball, that sort of stuff. So you know, I feel like turnover creation was like the best feeling I I had was just like taking the ball away. So that's just me. So I don't know about what's up in the chat. If y'all got the chance to play and what side of the ball you like better when you were playing, that sort of thing, kind of out there. So let's dip into the history of the eighth pick. Some info here. So one famous eighth pick that we talked about was Rolando McClain, right? And we talked about what happened kind of with him not fulfilling, all that we thought he might be, right here at least. And maybe overall, just thought he might be one of those dominant guys and just kind of never really became that. He had some spurts of playing really well, I think, in Dallas, but I don't think he ran it out to what we were hoping it'd be. So the eighth pick with the Raiders does have some significant history. Let's see here. We have Dave Casper, the tight end, was picked eighth. I don't know if you guys in the chat, everybody knows about how dominant Dave Casper was. But, the ghost of the post was something special. And, him, along with, just the overall speed of the team, and, Daryl LaMonica and stuff like that.
The Mad Bomber.
What we built, the Raiders kind of mystique and franchise on originally. And, that was kind of a special era. So, that would probably be one of the best picks we had. And I say one of at the eighth position because there's been other significant players that we picked when we selected eighth. So Ricky Dudley, I believe, was the eighth pick in the draft.
Ricky Dudley.
Ricky. Another tight end.
Yeah, I liked it, Dudley.
Not on the level of Dave Casper, but yeah, he was right. Dudley was a good pick. I think he had some drops that really kind of cast him in a certain light.
He was opposite of Teo Johnson, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Dudley. He was the tight end for Gannon.
It was that little.
The Gannon years. Right. So I think those are probably the best our most well-known players that we picked eighth. A player that played here that was picked eighth is Ronnie Lott.
Oh wow.
Ronnie Lott was eighth in the draft. So possibly the best player picked at that number. Although I'm sure Patrick Surtain II would like to put his name in by the time his career is over. As much as we did not like D'Angelo Hall because of how he played with us, he had some Pro Bowl years and he was an 8th pick.
You know what?
Larry Fitzgerald.
I'm sorry, my bad.
No, go ahead.
No,
What were you saying?
I was looking at my prize pick, and Clay ain't playing tonight for the second fucking time. This motherfucker messing up my card because he got a DNP, and because I got a couple of the Raiders on there, and I forgot that I hadn't bet them, and I'm like this. You know what? And people don't know how I feel about Clay. He falling off, man. I'm sorry, I was having a moment. My bad. Oh my god.
I know. Now, yeah. If you have to know how much Black and Clay have.
Clay was my guy, and he's just having a mental health episode right now. He's just killing me all kind of ways. But 8 is a good number for us. Like 8 is a good number. That's Kobe number. This 2024. So hopefully it all lines up, and we can get somebody that got a Mamba mentality.
That's nice,
man.
Now that's a good way, to like see it. So I like how that is a positive outlook, to see it. But I don't mean this in a bad way, chat. But do you know what's better than 8? 1.
What's up, A-Train? Let's go. Yes, the best part of the draft will be that it's coming live and in living color from the motherfucking train station. My boy A-Train will be hosting, and yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it big, and we got some juju that we're gonna use some earth magic or something, right, A-Train, and try to break this little spell. So he said Dudley could not catch. I would say he was a little bit allergic to catching, just a tad. But boy, he was open a lot, huh? Yeah. So yeah, Telesco's gonna make good choices, guys. I thought so. He said he thought Dave Casper was the friendly ghost. Well, some education for you, okay? That's funny though. I'll give you funny points. And then let's see what A-Train started. He said we better have a younger Derek Carr again for 10 years. Okay, who is the younger Derek Carr?
I think he's talking about Gabriel.
10 years. Dylan. Okay, well, Carr's a little taller, but it's cool. Yeah.
Did Carr come in starting from day one?
No.
How long did he sit on the bench?
Oh no, actually no, he did. He stole the job.
I think he started from day one,
and we actually. He did, yeah, he did, because he beat out. What was the quarterback that we signed? Is it Matt Flynn, I believe?
That sounds about right.
Somebody was it McGloin?
Mm-hmm. Stop it! It was Matt Flynn. McGloin. It was not McGloin.
We had some.
Hold on. He said Aiden. You mean, is this good? This is like post 2016 car, is what you're saying, then, right? I'm assuming.
I think they said Aiden is from Derek Carr.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I think people just like that name. Go have a kid and name him Aiden, because everybody just like that word Aiden all of a sudden. Like Aiden, Aiden. Let's see what Aiden got. Aiden. Like Aiden, are you my daddy?
Okay, listen. He does not equal Carr because Carr was better than him.
Man, these people tripping.
Like,
oh, I forgot. We talking to A-Train.
He said, it's the sadness.
It's A-Train that's talking.
It's not really. A-Train is not really talking about like skill level comparisons here. This is just he's going to create mediocrity and sadness. That I can agree with. No, he won't be Carr. No one will be. Carr's special. However you want to look at that. There's
Okay.
special and there's special like on a short bus, but one of those is true. So I was saying the eighth pick's got some history. Larry Fitzgerald, I wanted to talk about being eighth pick, which is so at this point, like I said, San Diego's going to be playing everybody, and we are not a good team, and so I expect that we do not win that game. And so we should be picking eighth or better. In case you missed it, we can get as high as 4, I believe. And we would have been at 4 without this Saints victory instead of 8. But that's water under a bridge that was collapsed by a huge bomb of unearned positivity. But that's what it is, right? So AOC will be better than Carr, and that's a joke. That's a joke. I was going to take your
Comment of the day away.
Huge comment of the day away. Yeah. So good save. Even if you meant it, that's what you do with your wife too. Just like I was just joking. It's joke. I can see in your face that you're upset now. So A-Train says we'll pick higher than 8. A-Train, you missed it earlier when Western was all giggly goo goo about your guy Dylan Gabriel and how he's just like the bee's knees or the hot sauce in his bag.
He's lying. Look, well, he ain't lying. I was playing devil's advocate here. I did watch, some tape of him. And I was saying, the bad thing about watching a player's top plays, right, is that it's just going to show his top plays. But from what I did see from him, he throws darts. He has a good arm, and he did look good. But I just got to watch film of him where it shows, like full game, where I could see, the cons too, because I don't want to be sugar coated just by all the good, because there's always bad with same with Sanders and Cam Ward, et cetera, et cetera. But he did look good. He did look good.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, did the highlight film have Kanye's All of the Lights in it? Because if it does, it makes the player 20% better on the highlight. So you have to back that out. It's just a hazard of the song. So, Airsoft says, but the Raiders like we lose AOC and he wins a few playoff games with another team. It's entirely possible that Gary Kubiak II wins playoff games on another team. But you said a few playoff games. I noticed that you did not say a Super Bowl. Which is the point, right? If his starting quarterback gets hurt, he can Jake Foles it all the way to, but not all the way.
I mean, he'll win, a few playoff games with a different team if he goes to a playoff team and the starting quarterback gets hurt,
Exactly. Like he could Jake Foles as long as Jake Foles was wearing lead boots. Right?
Now I like AOC guys, you know what I mean? It's just I just gotta go with what my gut's telling me, and I gotta go with rookie guy who I've been saying, either Cam Ward, or Sanders. I'm just that more higher on them, and I feel more confident than them.
Yeah. A-Train is like he's like a 14 in blackjack, right? You're like, I could stay, but oh man, I'm like almost definitely gonna lose. like a hit gives me a chance. I'm like, there's almost no way I'm winning with a 14, right? Like everything has to break right. It's just not gonna happen, guys. So it's okay. I was hoping he was more like a 16 or a 17, where it's like just roll with it. Because a lot of times
Is
it's just bust, right?
he talking about the
It doesn't
Chargers?
look like that. Yes, and I was going to get to that. It looks like they're going to play their players because they want the
Yes,
fifth seed.
because they won
Correct.
Houston.
Right. They're like Houston. So there you go. Right. He said AOC has a knee pad now.
Oh, whip
Changed
it,
his
baby.
game. The knee pad. He's like, I got this knee pad now, and so I feel a lot more confident when I fall knee first. Apparently, do you see him fall? He doesn't know how to fall. How do you play?
I'm not even gonna go on that. I'm not even gonna delve into that. Oh man, but hey, I'm gonna just say,
I could go on a whole tangent about people falling.
you know, who's the perfect one.
How
Now you know
ridiculous
what?
it is.
No, I ain't gonna bark up that tree.
Wait, he's got something. He's got something. You got to bust it out later at the
I'm
end.
not gonna. No, I'm not gonna.
Aiden Vick. Oh, okay.
Aiden Vick, huh?
It's the knee pad. The knee pad does it. He has such confidence that he can fall knee first correctly. He's a knee first faller, apparently. He was able to fall and hit both knees separately, which is pretty skilled. I haven't seen that in a while, or ever, human or anything. So, yeah. So, yes, we need to call LeBron in because actually it could help. I mean, if he just learned how to flop, then he'd know how to fall properly at least, right? And then he can embellish the roughing the passers, which he's going to need with this sort of play. I actually think LeBron might be the key to victory here. Is bring that guy in. Him and floppy Divock can work
You gotta
together
bring
and just
LeBron, Shawn Michaels, and
Mhm.
Ric Flair will be the best teachers. You know, will be
Ric
the
Flair.
flop masters, dude. And man, you would be the best flopper ever.
It could be a transferable skill. They might have to just add it to quarterback evaluations after a while, especially in this league. I mean, hey, they do it in soccer, right? It could be a thing. It's just like, oh my god, you just tumble and fall over and do a complete roll and everything. And, maybe you have a breakaway helmet, so just it comes off easily and stuff. Huh? LeBron could not be a wide receiver because LeBron would not like getting hit. Have you seen? We're just talking about the flopping. I've seen this dude not get touched, and it looked like he was gonna die from loss of blood or something.
Loss of blood.
And he's not even bleeding.
Hey, that boy sounds good though, man. Tebow.
He does. I don't know how we got to Tebow. I hope we can leave this place quickly. Not really a huge Tebow fan, but so yeah. I mean, I guess we're all assuming a black kick in by the Chargers. What are your thoughts about the Chargers this year? And did they play up to expectations? What are your thoughts about Harbaugh?
Oh man, I'm gonna be blunt here. This is exactly what I expected. This now. I totally get your bit, on Jim Harbaugh and and the whole thing with Sherman and all that, and I get it, and I respect your take on that. I always respect your take, on that. But this is exactly what I expected when Harbaugh was going to come in. He whips teams around, like that. Look what he did to their defense right when he comes in day one. He turns it around immediately, and they're in the playoffs. Just boom, right there. He's doing the same thing what he did in San Francisco when he first took range of that job. And
turn him around.
it's just I really wanted him to do that with us, but we got the coach with the clown shoes and the flower in his pocket and the big red nose, and that's who we got, I'm always gonna say, coulda, shoulda, East, woulda, right? But
Mhm.
I expected this. That's what Jim Harbaugh does, and when you're going against good coaches in the AFC West, who better than Jim Harbaugh to compete against Reed and Peyton, right? And yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
we got. I hate to say this, food stamp WIC coupon Antonio Pierce. He's like, okay, you got the good premium cheese that costs like expensive, right? And then we got the government block cheese and Antonio Pierce, that big block of cheese.
Oh,
I mean, and it's that's the
he's
best way.
government.
There's so many ways that I could paint this picture for you guys here. I
Mm.
don't. You
He
know,
said brie
um,
versus government block cheese.
it's so
Nice.
so I'm not directing this to you guys in the chat or my comrades on the panel here, but for all the guys who didn't want Harbaugh and were all in on Pierce and sold, this is what you guys wanted, and look what he's doing over there, and
Mhm.
Chargers are bolting up over there now. They're bolting up and they're supercharged, and they're getting ready to go to the
Oh
playoffs,
my God.
and
They're gonna get their ass kicked like
you
they
know,
always
and
do. So this is the ebb and flow of the Chargers. They will almost definitely be a first round exit or something really stupidly disappointing. Just did this
I understand that, right? But I just and I said this on the past show too. I just want to get our ticket punched into the playoffs. Just give us a chance to just break hearts and at least try to make a run. And that's what Harbaugh's doing. He's giving them a chance. He's punching their ticket, and that's all I want. Just
Oh
punch our
yeah.
ticket,
Yeah.
punch our ticket, and that's something that Pierce can't do.
Yeah.
He ain't punching no tickets.
No, he's not on that level. Yeah. I think that Harbaugh is like he's like a relationship with a toxic but really hot girl. Like starts off awesome. Everything's like, wow, this is amazing. And then a few years down the road, you're looking at yourself like, who is this person? Why are they so mean? Uh, no one likes her, him, them at all. So why do I like them? And then you realize you don't. Yeah. So it's nothing personal. It's never happened to me. But coaches, I've heard, have this sort of effect. Jim Harbaugh had this kind of effect in San Francisco. I think the personality at some point, all the, shall we say, love bombing will go away.
I definitely understand, what you're saying, and that's what's great about the show. Like we have different outlooks on that. Like you
Mhm.
think your thing on Hardball, I have my take on Hardball. And we agree to disagree. On the whole thing there. So
Yeah, absolutely. What's up? That's my boy smoking tobacco and drinking near beers.
I'm not quite there yet. I'm still at 2 tall boys a week. I gotta wean down so I don't die.
mm,
That makes sense. That makes sense. So the real stuff. The airsoft says Harbaugh's a great coach. He says, hopefully, majority owners can have a loud voice and help Mark make better decisions. Okay, a minority he means. Got it. And we wanted a one pick, but we messed it up. The plan with wins. Oh, but the Chargers have a great quarterback.
so
Okay,
we
I
all
say
have our,
good. He hasn't
So
proven great yet.
We have
We'll
our
see
takes,
that.
you know, on Herbert here. You know, my boys have their take on Herbert, and you know, we all have our take on Herbert, but I'm on your side on that one, Airsoft dude. I wouldn't go, you know, far to say he's great, but I'll say he's definitely above average. There you go.
Yes, he is. He's above average. We'll give him that. I agree. A Train, what up, dog?
Just got off work. Just got home. Krishan's making dinner. Gave me an hour.
Nice.
Herbert, if Herbert could stay healthy all season long, I think Herbert can take the Chargers to a playoff game probably every year. But he can't stay healthy, so
Mhm.
he's also
Yeah,
another
I
rookie
think for
quarterback.
his own
So
reasons.
there's that bias.
So this is your chance to say your piece about Mr. Dylan Gabriel and why he should be who we target in the first round. I'm sure that's must be your position at this point.
So my position is that college football, I only watch Oregon games, kind of like Raider football. I only watch Raider games. So I can't really tell you anything about any of the other prospects besides Shedeur Sanders because he gets talked about all over the place. Cam Ward, he's talked about everywhere. I just know that Dylan Gabriel will win the college football championship. He will beat Ohio State on New Year's Day, and his draft stock is going to rise tremendously. And I think he's going to go to a team in the second round. And a lot of people thought that Bo Nix was not worthy until he was. And you could say that's Sean Payton. You could say that's a lot of different things. But Bo Nix, you know, granted it's a different coach. Bo Nix also was an Oregon quarterback. Mariota won the Heisman, and Mariota he fizzled out, right? So I could be wrong, but I'm a low key homer, and my whole family's Duck fans. And Dylan Gabriel, if you look at his stats, if you can look up his stats right now, Kier, in college football, if you can look him up,
Mm-hmm.
where does he fall compared to the top quarterbacks right now? He's got to be right there.
Yeah, so he was on pace to break some records. Hold on, let's look at what he actually did. So I know he had a ton of starts. We talked about how that actually correlates to a lot of success in the NFL. The best thing that correlates to NFL success for a quarterback is actually number of starts. The higher the number of starts, the more likely the quarterback to succeed.
Bo Nix had a lot of
Yeah,
starts.
you know that experience. He broke Bo Nix's record for
Oh
starts.
well, Bo Nix is pretty decent in our opinion, at least.
Yeah. I guess the rest of the world's coming around to that, and that's cool. Yeah, welcome. So far, he's got 3,558 yards, 28 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. And very similar to last season at OU, where he had 30 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Year before that was 25 and 6. Um, he didn't have much of a 2021. We all know why. 2020, 32 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and then 2019, 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, all at the about 3,500 yard mark, except for the 2022 season at OU. For those who don't know, he played at University of Central Florida for 3 years. Third year was 2021, right? Transferred to OU, played 2 years there, and then he's got his extra year of eligibility because of the whole COVID thing, right? That's what he's playing here. And so you have a lot of these quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels was like that, Bo Nix. So we're going to be seeing kind of a generation of quarterbacks that got a little more time to develop at the college level and will probably end up paying off for them as pros. So, yeah, significant, um, you know, uh, you know, statistical, profile for Dylan Gabriel. He is currently third in points per game that he's responsible for, 21. Total offense, they're fourth. He ranks fifth in pass efficiency, fifth in yards per attempt, sixth in passing yards, and they rank sixth in passing offense. I think you can kind of see, where he's out there doing stuff nationally. That's pretty impressive.
So
right?
for a second rounder, because he's not going to go in the first round, right?
Mhm.
I mean, if a team is really desperate, if he wins the college football championship and gets pushed up, and he might be like a teensy pick, maybe like a late or mid-20s pick. If you're the Raiders, do you
Mhm.
take the best player available and then try to move up into the first, or do you hope that he falls to the second and miss on him, or do you try? You know what I mean? What do you try to do, or do you go with like another guy? Which Western was talking about a guy earlier, Milrow. Is that what you're talking about, Western?
Yeah.
Mhm. Jalen
Yeah. See, I
Miller,
don't know too much about him, and he might be. What are his stats compared to that?
Not as
Ooh.
not like
Yeah, it's gonna no. He's not a fully developed thrower of the football at this point. He would be seen as a developmental kind
sit.
of player where he's going to sit, and you hope that he, becomes more uniform with his delivery and mechanics, and then therefore it becomes more accurate. At this point, he has an accuracy issue, but he is extremely athletic. He's got the right kind of demeanor to be a leader. He has the kind of winning attitude and pedigree after going to a school like Alabama. But for me, typically I like quarterbacks to at this point have shown the ability to have some accuracy as a thrower of the football, because I think that's what quarterbacks are supposed to do. So not too high on the rope. I have to look at his tape, maybe make me feel differently. But to me, when you're talking about developmental quarterback, we're not looking in that direction until fourth or fifth.
And
round.
even think about this: you think that Oregon got moved out of the Pac-12, right, and got moved into the Big Ten, right? And their competition has been pretty decent. So I mean,
Yeah,
he's holding
exactly.
up.
He plays in a tougher conference now,
What's
right?
that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're saying it's a tougher conference that he
Yeah.
plays in than Oregon used to.
So I mean, and all those prior stats that he had were in a weaker conference, and he's doing the same thing against a better conference. Now, nobody says that's going to translate to the NFL, right? Nobody's saying that, but at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
I already put in the chat, Genty number 1 in the first round, and my boy Gabriel number 2. I mean, that's what I'm saying, and I would be if you were here on that day, Kier, when that happened, I'd give you a big old slobbery kiss on the cheek, bro, in front of the whole world,
Oh
in
my
front of the
God!
whole world.
No,
I'd be like, yo, how about
no.
them ducks, bro? I'm gonna
Freaking
duck you out. I'm gonna
Italians.
duck you out. I'll buy some duck
Oh
gear for you and
my
everything, dude.
God. So USC over here, so that's not going to happen. And this Italian kissy thing is gonna.
So I said
It's a sign of respect. It's a sign of respect, brother.
I know, man. I get
So
it.
I said
Jesus
the
Lord.
same thing as you earlier on the show, where I would actually go with Genty first, except I would go with Milrow, and then if somehow if Milrow's picked first, I would go Gabriel second, and then my backup plan after that, if Genty was gone, I would go with McMillan from Arizona, the wide receiver, and then either Milrow or Gabriel after that. That's how I would go.
Yeah. And I was saying that in an ideal world, we'd be able to trade back. I'd like to trade back into, late teens, early 20s, pick Gabriel there, because you get the 5th year option as a first round quarterback, so more control. And then we pick up some extra assets. We can use that to, fill out the roster in other ways. Or, for some reason, we are just damn sure he's going to be available in the second round, and we can just trade up into the bottom of the first. Because I'm telling you guys, it's early. Quarterback go flying up the board. They unreasonably, okay, like
I could see him going in
it's
the first
entirely
round.
possible.
I think trading back is a good idea.
Bo Nix was a second round
Yeah, shout out.
prospect at this point last year. Jaden Daniels was thought to be in the late 20s. JJ McCarthy was not even on the board. It can come at you real fast, right? How the quarterbacks come playing, because it's such an important position, and all it takes is a pro day or a Senior Bowl or a combine,
and pro days,
and all of a
combine
sudden,
and pro days, dude. We can't even talk until the combine and pro days.
Bowl games, right?
Yo, so let me ask you guys a question, real quick.
At this point, I'm gonna say this real quick. Joe Burrow was a late 20s pick at this point. He then did what he did in the national championship games.
And then same. So just real fast too. No matter who we draft as quarterback, say it's Sanders, Ward, Gabriel, Milroe, Dart. It doesn't matter who we draft as quarterback. I would still have them sit and learn. No matter who they are, I don't like to throw them into the fire day one. I like to have them sit, learn the playbook, learn the speed of the game, and just learn how the aspect of it is going to the pros, because it's different from college. And that's just how I am. So I wouldn't throw them in. So that's why me going with Milroe, I would have them sit regardless, no matter if it's Cam Ward or Sanders. I would still have the person sit no matter who that person is.
Mm-hmm. So Jalen Milroe this season has thrown for 2,652 yards. And it looks like 15 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. Kind of a decline in touchdown interception ratio from junior year to this year. Last year was 23 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Pretty close as far as everything else. Completion percentage is almost identical, 65.9. So basically 66% completion percentage, which is not awful for college. Obviously, Bo Nix and Gabriel are in the 70s, but they're leading things. So, there's some developmental potential there. And just was not asked to make the amount of attempts that Gabriel or something at Oregon. They're just like constantly throwing the football. Alabama's different, so jury's still out for me. I haven't had a chance to kind of look at it, but
I personally, so he's like he has the talent, like it's all there, and he could be like, I see him as a Anthony Richardson, but like 5 times better. Like that's just me. But you just got to work on his accuracy, just like Richardson. And I believe you do that by having him sit and learn, and just having him. That's you don't throw him into the fire like how the Colts did.
Right.
Do you think that the Vikings? Do you think they pay Sam Darnold, and do you think they move off JJ, or do they keep JJ and pay Sam Darnold and just do kind of what? Because I mean, if maybe it's the coordinator. I don't know what it is, but Sam Darnold's doing pretty well. Do they pull a Packers and they just put him underneath the guy and let him sit, or do they like, hey, you know what? We have a window right now. Let's get what we can for JJ right now and use Darnold and shoot for our shot while we have this window with these players and our money. And if so, What do you have any interest at all in giving maybe a second round pick for JJ McCarthy or whatever it is? Do you do that instead? Because
You go
that's
first,
a real
brother.
So it's very
question.
interesting.
That's a real question.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting. So my thought is that it depends on whether Bradford wins a playoff game. If he wins a playoff game, he stays. They trade JJ McCarthy, and they'll probably take a second for him, and I would be in that derby. He is he possibly could develop into a very good quarterback. From he needs a little bit more development, but he has a lot of traits, right? And he can at least be at the level pretty quickly of like a Kirk Cousins or something like that, but he's more athletic, right? So there's some of that ability to scramble. There's a lot like what they're getting right now out of Bradford, right? So if he does not win a playoff game, I think they will probably just go ahead and put JJ in. They can get similar play from him pretty quickly, and then be on the new quarterback train and save the salary, and make the team better around him. And then if he goes, there's a strong correlation with him and Bill Callahan in Tennessee. Callahan, rumors are that they don't want to do the whole young quarterback
I'll
thing
be right back.
there for him, and he doesn't want to put his career and his first coaching experience on the back of a young quarterback. He'd rather have a veteran, which is interesting. You don't usually see that from young coaches or new coaches. Callahan is, of course, Callahan's son. Bill was offensive coordinator here and then head coach, and famously called us the dumbest team in America after getting, it was the year after getting waxed in the Super Bowl, and then we plummeted to lower lows in the next season. And he was talking about the actual players in the locker room, which was not taken well. So
I just got to say, I agree with everything you just said because that's spot on. Because that's why I wanted you to go first on that take, because I had a feeling that we were going to say the same thing. It all depends on if they win that playoff game or not. And just like how you said, if they do, then they're going to go forward with him. And so my only question is, for a second round pick, so this is where I get a little confused here. So I watch Chat Sports. I'm sure we all watch Chat Sports here and there, right? So Mitchell Wrench has been spinning this wheel house, about it. That's where I first heard, about it too, right? And he's been saying that it's possible that we could get JJ McCarthy for a 6th round pick. And when he said that, I'm like,
No way. No way. No one ever gets up for that.
So that's why I'm like, so I wonder if that was a mistake on his end, or maybe he brought it up on his back screen, or something wrong. But yeah, I don't think it's for a 6th round pick, because if that was the case, I would send it to them so fast. I would be like,
I was being generous.
Like I would be like, here, take it, please.
Here's the 4th. Here's the 4th.
You could have my 6 for the next 7 years. You know what I mean? But for a 2nd round pick for a JJ, yeah, I would, yeah. I like JJ McCarthy. He's
so there is this. I think they would be having to make the trade with him coming off of a serious knee injury that he had not played on, been cleared from yet. He probably won't be ready until right at or after training camp, and they need to make that trade probably sooner. So that could be kind of putting him in a spot. Right.
No, we're talking 4th. We're talking 4th. That's not a 6th. I mean, even a 6th is like, gimme. A 4th, if you're worried about an injury, that's like, all right, I'll give you a 4th for him. But a 6,
Well,
that's taking somebody's money.
Yeah. So I think it's more likely something like a conditional second or third, where if he makes a certain amount of starts, it's a second. If he doesn't, then it's a third or fourth, whatever they want to do there, right? And so you can do it that way. And this is interesting. He says Crosby to Minnesota for a first and JJ McCarthy.
All day,
Let's say,
all day, because I got Malcolm Coons and Quayston, and you know what? Crosby's kind of fell off, and Crosby's been getting hurt and injured. And I love the guy. Everybody, I got Max Crosby jerseys in my shit right now. I love the cat, dude. But give him a chance to win. Let him go somewhere else. I'll take. What's their first round pick? What do they pick?
well, it depends on where they finish, but somewhere like 29 or 30, bottom of the
It's
first.
going to be a very low pick.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's your Dylan Gabriel pick right there. Oh, I guess you
Well,
don't
you
need
already got
it.
JJ McCarthy.
Yeah. So there you go. You know what? I'm doing it.
Go ahead, Hot.
Black, are you with us still?
Yeah, I hear you.
What you got? What you think?
Bro, I told you I'm checked out until I find out where we drafting at. So
Would you take a first and JJ McCarthy for Crosby though? Minnesota's first.
See, no, don't do nothing
No.
like that. Nothing
Don't do
like
that.
that.
No.
Like, just trade him. If we're gonna trade him for draft picks, trade him for a couple draft picks, independent of anything. Don't.
Mhm.
If you want to get the McCarthy kid, it's not gonna work for no 6th round, not even the 5th round. Many times 5th rounders and 6th rounders don't even make the squad. Many times it's gonna have to be 4th or higher. A lot of times when you see 5th and 6th round in trades, that's only just like a complimentary pick to kind of balance out the trade itself. But if you're gonna go after this kid because they're gonna go get Darnold and they're gonna spend the bag on him and they don't want to waste that kid's talent, then we got to go with something like a 4th. But don't go in there talking about Max Crosby, because we can get a lot more from Max Crosby if we're going to give away Max Crosby.
All right.
Yeah, but that gives you the
West-
one up on every other team. That gives you the one up on every other team who wants McCarthy, because Max Crosby, he's not the same. He's different. I mean, it gives you the one up over every other team's offer.
Western, what's your thought?
So to this trade,
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't take that trade. If they want Crosby, it's gonna have to be a Khalil Mack type trade at least.
There you go. Yeah.
He's not Khalil Mack.
I get the idea.
He's not Khalil Mack.
Yeah,
I understand that.
This people are romanticizing Khalil Mack a little bit too.
So Max Crosby, I see him as a very high stock right now, to where I got to sell high. I got to sell a stock high, and I know that there's teams out there that would pay that price, a Khalil Mack price, and
yep.
I know that there would be at least like 3 to 4 teams that would pay that price for him, because I know that he would go in there.
This is what I want to say about
2 first,
3
2 first
three
for Max Crosby.
3.
Oh, okay.
3.
Yeah.
Just like Matt. And let me explain why. No, it's not. Let me explain why. He on the field, right, is very close. Then you add off the field, and it's not even close. Khalil Mack didn't want to be here. Khalil Mack didn't answer John Gruden's phone calls. All right, Khalil Mack was not sitting here getting the whole team to show up when we were shitty. Okay, in the locker room, he leads by example. Right, the reason we have the kind of participation that we have right now is because of how he plays the game and how he's dedicated to the team. Right, and so off the field matters. How you show up in the locker room and on the practice field and in the off season matters. And the dude has been absolutely dedicated to this team. He's dedicated to the fans. He wants to be here. He leads like he wants to be here. And right now, he's the best thing we have, right? So I remember people say you don't trade your best player, but now all of a sudden we want to do that. So no, you want him? I want 3 first-round picks.
You'll never get
So,
that.
Okay, I'll just keep the great player then that wants to be here. I'm good with that.
You realize that Max Crosby working that much and playing every single down and playing as hard as he does all the time is not beneficial to his health, right? You realize the older he gets, when he keeps that mentality, the more injured he's going to get. You realize that, right?
I'll wait till he becomes injury prone and there's an actual problem.
Well, he's
how many
about
games?
to
How many
become
games has he missed? How many games has he missed in his career?
How many games did he miss this year?
Yeah, this is the first time though. Like
remember
players get
last
injured,
year when
it doesn't
he
make them
played on
injury
that
prone.
ankle? Remember last year
Yeah.
when he played on that ankle, and look what's
He
happening.
balled out.
And he never.
He
And
balled
this
out.
year he hasn't played the same. He hasn't
Everybody
played the
gets
same.
injured, man. Every single player gets injured every year. There's
Sometimes
always
you're hard.
injuries. Some people
Sometimes
choose to
you're
go
hard.
to the locker room. Sometimes people choose to go to the locker room and sit in the bath, and sometimes they choose to play. So I'll let the actual thing happen before I start worrying about it. At this point, he is not injury prone. He's played through
Wait till
having
next
aches
year.
and
Wait
pains.
till next year, and we'll see.
Okay, well, we can bet on players to get injured, but that's
I'm not betting on him to get injured. I'm just saying if you can get something for him right now, if you can get the most for him right now, because next year you're going to get less for him than you could right now. Why not give him?
What? No, okay. He's been injured this year for the first time. You're selling low.
He got
literally
injured
the
last.
lowest you could sell him.
He got injured
he
last
wasn't
year.
Injured last year. He played all the games. Injured is
he
when you
was
have to sit out. He was hurt.
Players get hurt all the time. He could have played through this
hurt.
season. He could have played through this season with that injury. He just decided to get the surgery because we weren't mounting to nothing. It only made
trying to
sense.
do the right thing.
All those
thing
players
that you're
are
worried
injured.
about.
Injured.
People get
the
hurt.
injury that y'all should be concerning about is the ones that where you can't come back or you always off the field 6 weeks out the year. Like that's injury prone.
Right. He's not like that. So we're worrying about
something
that hasn't happened.
I'll roll with you guys on that one. Let's just wait and see what happens next year. And then next year, when Max Crosby is injured for like 6 or 7 games and he can't play, and then you guys are like, "Hey, guess what? Let's roll back that bookmark."
Then it's a pattern.
Right? So why wouldn't you say AOC is injury prone then?
AOC has proven to be injury prone. I didn't say he wasn't.
Okay. If that's the case, then why do you guys want to put the franchise on an injury-prone quarterback then?
I don't.
You're not AOC,
I said AOC was Derek Carr, which equals sadness. Another 10 years of mediocrity.
See, that's I don't know what gets under my skin more, the Raiders or people that's right for the wrong reasons. Like you don't, bro. All right, that's cool.
No, go ahead. No, I need to hear it. Bro.
No, I'm just saying, like AOC, you say Derek Carr. Now that makes me like, what do you mean? Like, how did Derek Carr even get into this?
Because Derek Carr was the quarterback.
Everybody keeps talking about these scenarios where AOC could thrive. And I'm like,
it's not thriving. This is not thriving. I'm not talking about thriving. I'm talking about being miserable for 10 more years.
But you already know AOC is not going to be the quarterback for 10 years. So why would you say that?
Well, he's going to be the quarterback next year. What happens if we don't draft a quarterback the year after that?
We're not talking about next. I'm talking about you just said you're comparing him to a quarterback that was here for 9 years. And I'm saying AOC is not going to be a quarterback for 5 years. So why are we even comparing the two?
How many years did we have Derek Carr that we didn't draft a fucking quarterback?
Bro.
Because Derek Carr was okay. Derek Carr he's a game manager.
Bro, Derek Carr started, bro, from game one.
Yeah.
So AOC is nothing like Derek Carr.
He didn't have the leash.
You keep saying that?
Carr was a high pick, so he had a longer leash. He was thought of as an investment in somebody that could be
don't even have
quarterback.
His skills don't even translate to Derek Carr's.
Yeah, AOC is like, if he doesn't succeed immediately, he's going to get benched.
So I'm like, All I'm saying is everybody keep giving AOC all this leeway and scenarios in which he could be successful and all that. And I'm like, y'all talking about Max Crosby injury prone. Well, what the hell is AOC then? If Max Crosby is injury prone.
Yeah, no, AOC's got some issues. I think we all agree that he's not the guy that's going to lead us out of the
but
not.
that's clear as day though. That's what I'm saying. That's clear as day. So how do people not see that? It's not because I'm fucking some genius.
No, I see it.
Just,
believe me, I see
they're
it.
voting with their hearts. Yeah. Well, he's talking about other.
Okay, that makes sense. Man.
Other people.
I can
they just come like, like his story is great. He's very likable, right? Like I root for him myself, dude. Like is a cool motherfucker. But like
I've been doing this all wrong. I've been doing this all wrong. I shouldn't have tried to be the logical choice. I should have been the emotional choice.
There you go.
Because that's what people gonna do. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna fall in love with the story. I'm gonna fall in love with the underdog story. And then when you get it, and then when it comes to in practicality, and you see him playing, and you see it's not that, you still want to believe it could be. Like, what is that? That's delusion.
That's Aiden O'Connell winning. That's Aiden O'Connell winning 8 games next year, almost making the playoffs because we drafted Dylan Gabriel or somebody like that. And Antonio Pierce retains his coaching position because of these bum ass wins we just got. And then, we're gonna extend Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell goes and he gets you 7, 8 more wins.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
So a few minutes ago when I said I don't understand why y'all keep coming up with these scenarios, and you said I don't like AOC. You just sat here and gave me a scenario where AOC is the quarterback next year and win 8 games. Do you know how crazy that sounds?
Do you know how real that sounds? Because you're a Raiders fan, and that's what we fucking do. Do you not understand that that's what the Raiders do? We fuck up and make terrible mistakes. Do you not understand that?
No, he's saying it's not reasonable. He's saying it's not reasonable because Aiden O'Connell cannot win 8 games in the NFL. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Why do people take what I say and try to move it somewhere else? I didn't say nothing like that.
The team has the whole offseason to say this is who the quarterback is going to be, and we're going to scheme against him, and we know what the offense is because
you'll pay till 9 years. Respect.
There's not a chance that he can win 8 games. That's what you're basically saying, right?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Okay. How about he wins 6 games? How about that? And the Raiders still keep.
That's possible.
That's possible.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's possible, but we thought that about this year team.
Mm-hmm. And then they got 4, and 2 of them.
Right, and 2 of them
very faulty.
None of these even count because the teams are fucking garbage. It's fucking insane. Like, it's insane.
And they're not trying. So.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But I'll tell you one thing, though.
I understand you're just upset.
You know what? I love the shit out of the Raiders, but they are one of the dumbest teams. I'm gonna chalk this up to Mark, dude. Mark, like you guys said, dude. Like you guys said, Aiden O'Connell should have never even played because he was hurt, dude. We should have. We still haven't seen. Goddamn, that safety. We still haven't seen our
Carter
safety,
Bradley.
Bro.
Oh, Trey Taylor. Trey Taylor. Yeah.
We haven't even seen Trey Taylor on the field.
Trey, are you alive out there?
What are you doing?
Trey?
Like, you're looking for talent, dude.
Back of a milk carton now.
Start Ritter. And just take what you had for free, and now you might even go up and pay for it.
Did you say start Ritter for what?
In the beginning, like we should have started Ritter like 2 games ago instead of playing AOC. And we should have just
the tank.
Yeah, not even tank. Just test your team out.
Bro. See, this is what I mean by being right for the wrong reason. Test what? You already know what he is. He's a quarterback you got off a practice squad of another team late in the season because all y'all quarterbacks got hurt.
It's not about Ritter. It's about playing players.
No, he said Carter Bradley.
Oh, I thought he said Ritter. I'm like, what? And even Carter Bradley, we know what he is, a third-string quarterback. He gonna get hurt in there.
We don't know.
You put them in. Sure. You put them in so that you
same way I told y'all about AOC getting hurt. Same way I told you about Ritter wasn't gonna play. Y'all people kept talking about he was gonna come in and he wasn't gonna. I told y'all he wasn't gonna start 3 games. Remember, I kept saying I bet anybody an 1/8 to a zip. I remember I was saying that. I bet
you did say that.
Zip, and nobody took me up on the bet because I'm like, he's not even gonna start 12 quarters.
Dude, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard the word zip in so long, bro, that you just took me back in time, dude. Respect.
So no, man, we know who these quarterbacks are. We all the dumpster talk about I found some steak meat. Like, no.
My whole point was you got to check dudes like Trey Taylor and shit. You got to check on your roster. You got to play these dudes. Yeah. That was my point. And the point about Ritter was you put Ritter in so that you can still get that draft pick and still test talent with other guys and see what you have for next year.
No, you should have called it what it is. Put in Ritter and we should have been tanking. Like, that's what. Once we decided like 2 weeks ago that we weren't shit for real, and we had the number 1 pick, that's not the time to wake up and start saying we're better than that. We should have been feeling like that like 6 weeks ago. We should have got an intermittent win in there somewhere. We should have lost 10 games in a row. An intermittent win in there. I mean, even statistically, you're supposed to win 1 or 2 games out of 10.
Yeah, we on the same train there, guy. We on the same train, dude, for real. I feel you.
We went from 2-2 to 2-12. Is that even a thing?
No, it's fucking insane. It's fucking crazy.
2-2 after the first 4, and you're like, okay, all right, the next 4, we need to win at least 3 of these games, get ourselves up over 5. No, 10 losses in a row.
So those wins that we're getting right now, these don't save AP's job, right?
Hell no.
Because Mark Davis looks pretty happy in that stupid ass locker room.
But this is a good question from Airsoft. Do you replace AP if Mike Vrabel is off the board because he goes
1,000%?
Yeah, even if okay, I'll go last. I want to hear y'all first, and I'll wait.
Mm-hmm. Are you asking me if we replace AP? Me? Yes. Absolutely. 100%. You could have did this 12 weeks ago, and I'd have been with it. Yes. And did you hear me say yes? Okay. Who's next? Black, what do you think? If Mike Vrabel is not an option, do we replace AP?
I don't know what Vrabel got to do with anything. Just replace AP. I mean, like, that's it. Like, that's all. It's not. We making this more complicated than it has to be. I promise we are.
He's like, I promise you. I promise you. I promise you.
So AP is not the second best option on the whole coaching market then?
Man, if we was at a buffet, trust me, you're going to pick a whole bunch of other stuff before you pick the AP dish. Like, and that ain't because I ain't never seen it before. It's because I've already had it over and over and over and over again. Like, what more do I need to?
You already tried it.
They don't put no seasoning on it. There's no seasoning. Why do I keep thinking
don't be like
there's going to be seasoning on it? They keep saying it's from Compton, but it has no seasoning on it. I'm sorry. I don't care what the package say. I'm not eating the package.
You guys are to talk about not quarterbacks, but coaches or whatever. So what you guys are talking about, or what are you guys talking about?
Should we replace AP?
Yeah. Who'd you guys say?
If Mike Vrabel is not an
Who'd
option.
you guys say?
Black said, yeah, replace him, of course. I said, are you asking me if we should fire AP? And then, yeah, so what do you think?
What are names? Let's give names.
Well,
Okay, so
possible Bobby Slowick.
I'll just chime in real fast here, and I'll just be quick here. So, just like Black said, yes, it don't even matter. Why is Mike Vrabel even? So, regardless if Mike Vrabel is hired from a different team, it doesn't even matter. And Antonio Pierce has dug his grave, and right now he's in the grave, and dirt is just being tossed on his grave, and his headstone is just being placed on the grass right now, and they're chiseling it, right now on his headstone. Someone just throw out names aside from the popular Ben Johnson and Mike Vrabel and Pete Carroll, like we all talked about here. Todd Monken, Baltimore offensive coordinator. Joe Brady, Bills offensive coordinator. Bobby Slowick, Houston offensive coordinator. Frank Smith, offensive coordinator. That's just names right there.
Oh, here's a really good one. Our former quarterback. He's Minnesota's QB coach right now. What's his name? Josh McCown. Josh McCown. Look out for him as like a coordinator type to bring in if we have a defensive guy, right? I think he's going to be one of those coordinators.
Coordinator or coach?
Well, yeah.
Are we talking about coaches or coordinators?
Coordinator.
Oh.
We're talking about if you bring in a defensive head coach like a Vrabel or a, I don't know, Dion or whatever, somebody defensive oriented, that you have a strong offensive coordinator, and I like Josh.
You think Dion would really come here though if Shedeur doesn't get drafted to the Raiders? You think Dion would still come to this team though? Because I feel like that's a deal breaker.
No, probably not. Probably not. But like, you never know at this point. We could easily be in the running for Shedeur. I explained earlier. Tennessee probably wants a veteran. Cleveland is sticking with the rapey.
For guy. Real?
So that's just
they're sticking. Did that come out today or something?
It's just what they've been saying.
God, that's a fucking terrible idea. I think.
So, Cleveland's gonna. Don't
they have? Goddamn. The guy that always talks about God all the time. Jameis Winston, bro.
He'll be a free agent.
Would you guys take Jameis Winston into your franchise and replace him with fucking Gardner Minshew?
Oh yeah, I'd swap that out in a heartbeat. 1,000%.
I love that dude's press conferences. Dude. His press conferences are.
Yeah, and he's great in the locker room.
Yeah. He makes me love him, man. He definitely. So I liked him out of college, and I did throw some shade on him because I felt like his from college, from going to the pros, it was kind of like this, and then as of lately, it was like this. But watching him into the Browns this season, just watching him play and hearing him talk and how his teammates just gravitate towards him, my whole view and aspect of him just completely changed, and I like him, a lot.
He's explosive, dude. He's explosive, dude. That dude's explosive. He's all or nothing. He'll throw 7 picks and fucking 10 fucking touchdown passes or something.
I mean, but that ain't good for football. I don't care what his story like. But see, I think about Jameis. I love Jameis too. I've watched him from when he was in high school, and he's always been that way. He's always been a leader amongst young men. He's always been a leader of men, and people have always liked him. And he gonna say the right things and all the stuff you want to see in a quarterback. Got the height and everything. But you got to stop throwing interceptions, bro. I don't care how much the team like you, because if you throw an interception at the wrong time, they not gonna like you. I'm sorry. They might love you at the end of the day. They might love you at the end of the day, but I promise you, in that game, when you throw that pick when you don't need to, and they don't go and they don't advance to the playoffs, then it's going to be an issue because when that wife want that bonus from the next week and your homeboy throwing picks, who you think he going to listen to more?
He's a gunslinger, bro. He's a gunslinger. He's a
I love
gunslinger, dude.
Jameis. I would even to answer your question, I would say yes, but I'm still saying don't come here with all them interceptions, bro.
So his picks, right? Like that's been his always, downfall. I forgot what.
Didn't he have like a season where he had like 30 touchdowns?
I
and
had
30
him
interceptions?
on fantasy that year, and he was killing it. You know what I mean? But he threw like so many picks. But that's his downfall. Like he'll chuck it like Brett Favre, but he throws a bunch of picks. But he's. I mean, that's one thing that we all know that's his downfall, right? Is just he's confident where he feels like he could just throw it past whatever person's out there. You know what I mean? But
he can sometimes.
I don't think that's something that will change from him, honestly, because I think that he's just too confident in himself. And he's like, I see my guy. I think I could hit that throw. And that's the pros and cons of him. You know what I mean? And at this point of his career, at his age, I don't think that's something that will change. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just feel like that's one of the gifts and curses that he has.
I don't think he always been like that though. I think he just had that year like that, and it gave him a stigma because if I remember his stats, he don't have a 1-to-1 ratio like that. I think his ratio is not like that overall, but he had them years like that, and then probably like this year make it look like that. I'm about to look it up right now, but I don't think
look that shit up.
Okay, let's look and see. Because I'm like, well, I think you can tame that because you haven't always been like that, but maybe I'm wrong. So let me see. 2015, 22 and 15 as a rookie. Then 28 and 18. Okay. If you have usually like early in your career, if you got 10 more touchdowns and interceptions, I could live with that. I'm thinking, So year 3, 28 and 18. So that's cool. Year 4, 19 and 14. Now you can kind of see the problem coming because now that's almost 1-to-1. Then the year after that was when he went 33 and 30. Then he was hurt the 2020 season. Then he came in for New Orleans and he threw 14 touchdowns, had 3 interceptions.
I thought that was his job after that. I was surprised.
Yeah, me too. Then he came in. He obviously messed up his confidence because he threw 4 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, and he wasn't playing that much with New Orleans. And then the year after that, 2 and 3, they got rid of him. This year is 13 and 12. So that's his comment. That's where he is now. Now that he's settled into the NFL, so I do see why he has that on him. But what I'm saying is, I see a year in here where recent 14 and 13, where that's at. I ain't saying you got to be 28 and 6. I'm just saying you can settle back down to 28 and 18, and if you throw 28 touchdowns and 18 or 15 interceptions, that's a solid quarterback, especially for us.
Yeah. Okay, so
exactly.
So if we were to have him, and it's just me, as long as he wins the game, he can throw 5 picks in the game. I don't want that to happen. But as long as he wins the game, that's all that matters. You know what I mean?
Right.
He wouldn't make it here.
Hell no.
You see how people was mad after picking for 2?
He better not throw 3 picks.
Minshew threw the second pick, and they were like, behead that.
Right. Off with his head.
Again.
It was over for him for the rest of the season.
Like, what were his offensive lines like with all those teams? Like, were they good or were they bad or like?
Well, look at the teams he was playing on. The Saints wasn't that good. Tampa Bay wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying? Cleveland ain't that good. Cleveland ain't that good. Now imagine if you put him around what if he went to San Francisco? He'll look like Sam Darnold.
Yeah, San Francisco.
I'm talking about all the weapons. I'm talking about all the weapons, not how they are right now. I'm talking about with McCaffrey on the field.
McCaffrey and Jennings. And,
Aren't they playing right now?
Everybody's back. Yeah.
Yeah. Playing the
Are
Lions.
they
Yeah,
losing?
they trying to kick the field goal to tie it right now. It's 31-28.
Yeah, dude. I'm anti-Lions.
Speaking of
I'm
the game,
anti-Lions
He's
because
probably
they
gonna
got
miss
like
the 58-yarder
my
though.
job to jump in that bandwagon this
Yeah,
year.
he missed
So
the 58-yarder though to tie it because Shanahan don't know how to call plays.
who did? Shanahan kicked a
They
58.
don't know how to call plays. They be trying. It seems like they try to hit a home run on every play.
Damn it! I'm about to lose my fantasy championship
Brown?
because St. Brown. I told you.
Yeah, but I'm with West.
It ain't over yet.
Jennings has done
I'm
nothing.
with West though. He can come in and throw 5 picks. If he throw the game winner, hey, you got you got to go through it to get to it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at you, but like you said, the fan base we so anal. I'm not anal. I'm like we're so sensitive,
emotional.
No
Yeah.
yeah, that we can't even survive it.
I mean, I can, but if we're winning games, we're winning games.
No, y'all be talking about let's see RG3 the fourth come in and do. He y'all be trying to talk about let's see what he do. We gotta see what he do. Like that's a shame when you looking around a quarterback room and hey, what do? You know how to play quarterback? Let's see how you play. Like that's crazy.
Well, that's where we're at.
Yeah, but that's sad.
Yeah, no, it's very sad.
So when you in that state, you don't listen. You don't take advice from people that's in that kind of state. Like you don't sit there and be like asking them cogent information and stuff because they just trying to grab on to any. Are you my daddy? You my daddy? Are you my daddy? You want to be my daddy? Like no, bro. I'm just here to visit. I like your mom, but I ain't your daddy.
It's not a good spot.
I'm just trying to
Best
play
thing
football,
ever happened
bro.
to
You're
us is
asking
probably
around
Tom
the
Brady,
locker
bro.
room.
Tom Brady might be able to speak some I don't know, common sense into Mark Davis's ear. Tom Brady hopefully will turn this whole bitch around.
Well,
That's hilarious, guys.
Because otherwise, dude,
I hope something turns around.
we already sinking.
Mark's out here doing his own thing, and we've seen how that's gone. So
No, what I can't understand is why this boy Jared Goff can't throw no picks. You talking about not throwing no picks? He throwing hella touchdowns and no picks. And y'all tried to tell me that Jared Goff ain't a top tier quarterback.
Who did? I
No,
never
you
said
didn't
that.
say that.
I didn't say that.
I was on another panel that was selling me that he was, and I'm like, what?
Receipts. Got receipts. Yeah.
Damn.
No, my boy. No. Hotspot was there.
Asked me. I was
trying to tell him that what's his name, that your boy from the Chargers is not a top tier quarterback, and I said I can name like 6 quarterbacks better than him. Remember I said that, and I named them, and they was telling me that Jared Goff is not a top, Jalen Hurts not a top tier quarterback. I'm like, what? Whatever. It's not that many top tier. There's not that many great quarterbacks in the league, man. It's only Joe Burrow. Your boy from the Buffalo, Josh Allen.
I like Herbert, but I never like. So I like Herbert, but I never. I mean, if just whoever in general, if they like Herbert, if they say that Hurts is not a top tier quarterback, if they say that Goff is not a top tier quarterback, if they say Allen, then I don't know, maybe they're younger fans or something.
Maybe.
That, because that's definitely not true.
Yeah, don't sleep on Lamar, guys.
Well, yeah, Lamar was on the list of being a top tier quarterback.
Yeah. And then what do you guys think about Kyler Murray this season?
He has his ups and downs.
Where do you think he's at?
think that he has the potential. Still, he's still young. And coming from an A's fan, I'm still salty because the A's drafted him. You know what I mean?
They did draft him. He just didn't play.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And
They
so I'm
did
like,
their part.
so it's like, like shit. But you know what I mean? He's good, you know what I mean? But I would say out of the top tier guys, he's probably on the bottom list of the top tier, but he does make the top tier.
Who?
Kyler
Murray.
I probably can name
Mm-hmm.
8
Like,
quarterbacks better than Kyler Murray.
Oh yeah. So Kyler.
Yeah. So we're just saying the top
Kyler's
10
on
guys,
the bottom of the top tier list of
top tier is only like 4 quarterbacks. To me, top tier.
Okay.
Top tier.
Oh, okay. So
maybe 5 at the most.
I'm sorry. Okay, so we mean that kind of top tier. Okay.
Because I would even say Dak is a better quarterback than Kyler Murray.
That's
we're all quiet.
Arguable.
You could be quiet. You could be quiet, but what has Kyler Murray? Well, Kyler Murray ain't never won a division. Like, what are we talking about?
Wins on a quarterback.
No, but I'm saying though, but you also got to win something.
No, it's
to be considered.
Because if we're not, then we can put Justin Herbert on the top, and we just gonna go by numbers.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I get it.
I feel you on that.
That's why when people were saying that Justin Herbert was all that, I was like, how? When he didn't even beat Derek Carr, and y'all want to shit on Derek Carr, right. Not y'all, but like of course nobody will put Derek Carr in the top half of quarterbacks if you let them tell it. Derek Carr is definitely in the not top tier. He could have played his way into that, but he not. He right there with Dak. He like on the fringe of being top tier. Not even that. Maybe on the fringe of being middle. Like he like might be top middle.
Like he's top middle. Yeah, he's top middle, dude. Like the best of the quarterbacks that you can get that you probably can't win the Super Bowl with, but like anything better than that, it's like, okay, you got to. So you're saying there's a chance, right? Like Kirk Cousins at his peak was a little bit better than Carr has been, right? So he was like giving people a chance, to win.
So where do you put Tua then? So let's compare.
Tua is in that Derek range.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Wait, how many playoff games Tua been in?
No, that's the point, though. The point is Tua and Kyler Murray haven't been in any playoff games, correct?
Yeah, so I wouldn't put Tua there.
Yeah.
Tua
they're
can't
both
go
the
there.
same
Can't
size
play no
as
playoff game.
They're both the same size as Dylan Gabriel, except Dylan Gabriel is more accurate.
Oh, so that's the drawback. Dylan Gabriel is a small quarterback?
No, he is a small quarterback.
He's 5'11".
He's what?
He's 5'11".
Oh, yeah, no, we can't do that, bro.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Was going to happen.
We can't do that. We can't do
bring
that.
Up size, all of a sudden it doesn't matter anymore, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't. It does matter how if you 5'11", we need like a AOC size quarterback. That's what we do need. That's the part. When people say that about AOC, I can concur. We do need a quarterback with that size, but we need somebody that know how to run, but not backwards. That boy run backwards, literally, like in a straight line.
What are we talking about right now?
So I'm talking about
AOC.
Oh no, I thought we were talking about Dylan Gabriel for a minute. I was like, what?
So I'm just saying, I knew we need a quarterback that's his size, but that's mobile.
Gabriel can
yeah. So if Tua haven't won no division or Tua haven't won a playoff game, yeah, because Derek Carr haven't won a division either, have he? And if he have, he only did it once, maybe.
No, he didn't.
and he hasn't won a pro
Yeah,
game
so at the same time, then you start looking at the skill set. Then okay, then you can parse between that.
That's why-
But at the same time, you can't be that high if that's what we're looking at.
Yo, how
You know what
how
I'm
tall is Russell Wilson? How tall is Russell Wilson? He's pretty freaking short, dude. He's under 6 foot. Yeah, Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl. How tall is Russell Wilson? Somebody look that up real quick.
He's an outlier. Russell Wilson, 5'11"
no.
or
Russell
something like
Wilson
that.
ain't- there is
Russell
no
Wilson is
outlier. You
There
can't
is
call him an
outliers. What
outlier.
are you talking
It's like
about?
that.
He is an outlier.
Well, then how do you know Dylan Gabriel's not an outlier, bro?
You want to know how? Because outliers don't come all the time.
That
That's
doesn't
why.
happen very often.
Not to do Tom Brady, brother.
You can't
Not to do Tom Brady.
you can't look at every 5'11" quarterback and say, well, he could be an outlier. He could be an outlier. He could be an outlier. No, you're just a liar. That's what he is.
You literally can't.
Yeah. Well, you can't look
The
at
thing
every
about it
6th round
is,
pick
why
and say
you
he's gonna win
think people
8
don't
Super
why you
Bowls
think
either,
people
huh?
don't draft 5'11" quarterbacks all the time?
Why do you think people don't draft 6th round picks that become 8-time Super Bowl winners, brother? Why do you think that doesn't happen?
That's an outlier. That's why.
Yeah, well, guess
Brock
what?
Purdy's an outlier.
Sometimes you strike gold there, brother. Sometimes you strike gold there,
Are
buddy.
you a 49er or are you a Raider?
Not very often.
Yo, when Dylan Gabriel's your quarterback and he wins you a Super Bowl, you can thank
my
me later.
God.
How about that?
Well, when Jesus
Yeah, that's
Christ
where we're at. That's where we're at. That's where we're at.
Oh my
I was
goodness.
about to go there. Okay,
Yeah, no,
there
you
it
ain't
was.
getting me to back down. You ain't getting me to back down. I don't back down. So
You ain't got to
there's
back
that.
down. It ain't no matter of
Yeah,
that.
well, guess what, dude? When I'm right, you can apologize
He's not
later.
even
But
gonna
when
be
I'm
right
right,
because he
you
ain't
say
gonna
you're
get
sorry.
drafted as our quarterback. You're gonna be wrong before you even get started. Like that's the crazy part.
After Oregon wins
You know
the
who
college
else
football
apparently
championship,
likes
you
him?
and me can talk.
Oh, that's who you got to win the championship?
Black.
Oregon's winning the championship.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right.
See, Shanahan don't know how to call plays. That's why they don't win.
Black.
What up?
Do you know who else loves Dylan Gabriel?
Who?
Apparently, Tom Brady.
Well, okay, we'll see.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a really bad thing. Either Tom Brady and A-Train having the same opinion is good because A-Train's
No, I'm not a genius by any means. Not by any means.
Hell
Or-
no. I don't care. Tom Brady ain't no damn genius either. Because if he was a genius, he would have told us to lose last week. Shit. I don't want to hear
I
that.
agree with that. I agree with that statement.
I
I
don't
agree with
care.
that
I
statement.
don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what position I had. If I was up in there, I'm talking about like them. I'll be like, ain't no way we better win this week or the rest of this year. I don't care what position I played there. So
Dude,
I
you
know
gotta
Tom
believe-
Brady. I know
he
Tom
was-
Brady didn't just walk
he's
around
not in
and
the
act
building,
like he
he's
had glue in
working.
his mouth. So no.
You gotta bring Black.
He's
You
not
gotta
there.
bring Black.
He is working for.
You gotta bring Black
I'm
to the
talking
draft.
about
Get Black
phone
and Western.
calls.
Bring them both,
I'm
dude.
talking about phone call. I'm talking about personal conversation. I'm talking about all of that. And I'm gonna be like, now, Mark. Now you know you gotta do everything you can do to secure the number one pick because we can do a lot of things with that number one pick. Like it don't take a lot to tell him that.
No.
Y'all
And
trying to make it seem like he got to go through Donald Trump to get to him or something. Like, no, it's not that complicated. You don't need to write an article in Confederation to figure out what the hell needs to go on. Like, you need to lose, dummy.
No, it makes
Y'all
total
been
sense.
doing
dude.
it. That's why they say when you look at something and they know you looking at it, it changes the experiment. So just like we were losing on our own until we start realizing where we were and we started paying attention and then we won. Change the culture because we started watching it because we're stupid like that. No, that's just human nature. Let me not give us that much credit.
No, we can do that. Then we can do that. The Black, you don't want to teach the young people to lose.
Yeah, but the thing is, like in the art of war, sometimes you gotta retreat. Don't listen to people tell you, I never run. No, don't listen to that. Even in the art of war, when they got numbers, you better retreat. There's a reason for that.
Mhm.
You can die with your pride if you want to. So if you lost 10 games in a row and you running a business and you know if you lose 2 more, they're going to give you an opportunity to get the first pick because your company was so bad. Don't start trying to win in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be like if you've been racking up losses and you're about to qualify for a huge grant to fix everything, and then like your manager comes in, he's like, "Man, you won't believe it. I turned a hell of a profit. I cut employees. I did all this stuff, and we made money this month." And
Yep.
you'd be like, "What did you say?"
Yeah.
But at this point, you gotta
I hired
almost
you
think,
because you're incompetent.
you gotta almost think AP's doing it on purpose, right? Because AP knows that he's probably chopped next season, and he's like, you know what? And the players want to win.
He's not that
Maybe
smart, bro.
I think
I
Mark
mean,
Davis is just giving him the okay to win these games. That's how stupid Mark Davis is.
that's what it comes down to. Is Mark Davis is a freaking idiot.
No, you guys are overthinking this. It's just like calling a timeout at the wrong time. It's just stupid. You know what I'm saying? We won at the wrong time, just like calling timeouts at the wrong time. It's just stupid. There is no logic to it. I'm trying to assess some logic to it.
No.
It's stupid.
He's stupid. This is the thing. Bad employees often do this before you're about to fire them, right? They can feel it. They know they haven't been doing so well. They're about to get the axe. And all of a sudden, they concentrate. And they work harder. And they show you exactly why you needed to fire them because they could have been doing it.
But that's not how they're looking at it.
So, yeah, they don't see that's how you see it because that's how
So
you see it.
I see that, aspect, right? But so in Mark's eyes, right? This is where my viewpoint is on it, and I get Black's point on it too, right? So he wants his players, to have something to play for, to feel good, right? To kind of have some kind of emotional victory, it ain't good to tank all that good jazz and all that
Moral,
BS, right?
the moral victory.
But ultimately, I really think Mark is so blinded and he has his horse blinders on that he knows that the majority of the fans wants us to lose to secure the top pick. But he's thinking about the players and the moral victory and the short high of winning a game when he's not thinking of the long run, the long term victory by securing the first round pick. So that's why what I'm saying when I see him post game in the locker room smiling and a ton of pictures in there giving a stupid ass speech, and it's good to see the players all happy, all that, right? But when I see Mark Davis in there happy and all that, I really think that he is really that stupid. I really think that he's that stupid, and he's giving Antonio Pierce, the green light to win these games out because he's that stupid.
And what's even stupider about that is those players that's in that locker room, they know those speeches are stupid. They know it more than we do. Trust me. I've been in the locker room. Trust me. You know when the shit is stupid. And you know when you clapping half-heartedly, 1, 2, 3, win. I get, bro, I promise you. But your pride don't want to let you lose. So if you practice week in and week out, you might just mess around and win. You know what I'm saying? But that's because you got a locker room that's divided going in all kind of directions. And that's because the coach, like you said, the coach is up there smiling, giving the impression, nigga, walk around there like you mad and shit, like you, bruh. You supposed to, you supposed to look at the long game. Because sometimes a boss will act like he don't like you to get you to work. And it might hurt his heart to act like that. But you like, oh, I don't want to disappoint him, so let me at least gear up. So now he got to act like he mad at you for a little bit. So being that he can't do these simple managerial things that you learn being a manager at Walmart or something, he needs to go.
Hmm.
You learn
You
that at
guys
McDonald's
think-
being a manager.
You guys think that Max Crosby said what he said because AP is trying to win and box that draft pick, or because AP, do you think it has something to do with that? Like, do you think that Max Crosby wants to see a future and he wanted the Raiders to start a Ritter, start the other guy and build towards the future?
Yes.
And now they're like, hey, we're gonna
Yes,
win
that's why he opted for
Huh?
surgery.
Max Crosby knew that
He made
fucked
this.
up.
He made this statement opting for surgery. Okay, he already said all he needed to say by doing that, which is the season is done.
And Max Crosby, he was all in on AP. He was in AP's corner last year trying to get him hired. And now he's like, hey, dude, like, why are you trying to win games? Because I'm trying to be here the rest of my life and I have no future here now. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, then AP, even if you get rid of AP, that might be the only way you keep Max Crosby, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think if he stays, there's no way Max is going to feel like there's a plan.
It ain't even attached to AP like that. If we lose next year, start losing, then yeah, you're gonna try to bounce. That's just because we losing and he got a scapegoat to get up out. The thing about the whole Max Crosby thing is, of course, he's supposed to support the guy that's having them winning when they not winning and try to uplift the franchise. And sure, if it don't work out the way it work out, you got to look at it for yourself and be like, okay, should I go get this surgery or whatever? Because we over here doing stupid shit. We legit doing stupid shit for real.
Mhm.
Like, it's getting so stupid. It's too stupid, right? And then we get in a position where we, out of the stupidity, there's sunlight there. Guess what we decide to do? Block the sunlight.
Close the window.
So
the
like
drapes.
I'm like now,
Yeah.
so now I'm not about to sit here and give to a franchise that don't care about itself. Like, come on, man, you gotta like. So when he make this statement, like, well, if they don't care, I don't care. Like, that's a recent thing. That ain't something that he been walking around with this whole time.
No, not saying he's been walking around
Mhm.
with it, but I mean, even Devontae Adams kind of did the same thing, right? He was like, hey, what's happening here, right? Now, Devontae Adams is not a Max Crosby. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that AP, there's no way he can keep his job because Max Crosby, in my opinion, will not stay if AP remains the coach because of what he's
that's
done
putting
these
too much
last
on
3
it.
games.
That's putting too much on it.
I don't know, man.
That's putting too much on it. Max Crosby ain't got that kind of leverage. Like, he ain't. Whoever coach is there, he
No,
gonna play
he can
for.
ask to be traded.
And when
though.
his contract is done, he can leave like any other player.
No, he's going to demand a trade if we
He
don't
can
have a plan
demand
that
to
makes
trade
sense
all he wants to.
this offseason. And then they will
Yeah,
trade
they
him.
will trade him, but he's not about to do all that. The only way he do all that is if it's a shit show like it is this year. And I would too if I was any player with any value. I'm talking about all of them should be trying to
I think
leave.
he's not waiting until next season. I don't think he's waiting until next season. I think that if we don't have the kind of coach, system, draft, a
Well, let him
plan in
go.
place that looks like we're going to
He's
be
not
able to
that
change
good.
it, then he'll ask to be traded. So,
I agree. I think he's going to bounce this year.
He can. If we play bad, of course. Anybody should.
I think we're out of
Yeah, we're
games.
out.
I think it's got to be. I think we're out of games. I think it's got to be a plan at this
Yeah,
point.
I
Like if
don't
it's
believe
off season, if we're like, I don't. If he's talking to Lesko and the ownership, and he doesn't feel like we have a clear way that we're going to be able to move this team from being bad to good. If he doesn't have confidence in what we're doing,
You
he's
got
gonna
every
ask to be
reason to
traded.
believe that. We've shown him everything to complement that. Like, where's the lie, as they say? Where's the lie? So don't get mad at him.
So of course,
Well, I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him at all. I mean, on the positive side, we do have Clayson, who's standing out like crazy right now, and we got Kuntz.
Man, all they gotta do is start double teaming him.
We got Kuntz.
You
Kuntz
know,
is still there. We got Butler. Butler's standing out right now.
I think he's gone. It's just a matter of when, and we got to give him a reason to stay. And if not, he's 86th.
Agreed.
Simple as that.
Well, he can
That's all
do
I
it.
gotta
He can
say
do a
about that.
movement. Get something for him if we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
what
do
I'm
the
saying.
don't do the Derek Carr and Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, don't let him walk. Don't let him walk. Trade him.
How about that?
Yep.
Since
Try to
everybody
get something for him. Would be
ahead
nice.
of the curve of the Max Crosby thing, let me put this post-it on the board. Don't do the Derek Carr, Josh Jacob thing.
Yeah.
100.
Well, let's get something if he's going
100.
to go. Well, for sure. But I think that we do have an opportunity here. We'll see what happens. Telesco is good at drafting. Now once this season is over, it gets handed over to somebody that I think is competent.
Yeah, so we'll
and get some Brady input.
we'll find out next week where the final set draft order is set, where everything is set in stone, it's done, final sealed, and that's when we can really sit down and see where this all lies out and how it unfolds going forward. So who knows? We might we'll just see. So
yeah. We'll have that final draft order set, and we'll start to play around with some mock drafts on the show.
Hell yeah, I'm excited.
You guys tell us what mock draft engine you guys want to use to try to run some of those mock scenarios and see what happens, and then we'll participate and see what we can put together based on where we're going to be picking. We can talk about some of the prospects that can be available in that slot, and then there's going to be a lot of focus on the quarterback situation this offseason. We're going to go through all the top prospects, and we're going to do a deep dive on each of them, and then do some comparisons and put our little chart together. We'll talk about how they compare to other quarterbacks historically within the analytics system. So last year, and then I ran analytics on some older players if we only had their college stats to see what they would have looked like coming out. And, Mahomes was pretty easy to predict if you were he looked amazing in this system. So that gave me some confidence that I'm doing something right. So 2 3/4 hours in, I think we covered mostly what we wanted to cover here. Do you guys have any last thoughts about the game coming up or anything Raider related? Or
I got one real quick. I got one. Pizzle says Byron Leftwich, or is it Leftwich? I don't know who that is.
Leftwich, yeah, he means Leftwich.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, the quarterback. Remember, he used to be the quarterback for the Jags.
Broke his leg.
And
broke his leg and still played, man. He's a trooper.
Slow delivery. Imagine Jameis Winston, but like his delivery took twice as long.
Bro.
As far as OC, what do you think about him being
OC? Why you bring up Byron Leftwich, bro?
Dude, it's on the bottom of the screen, bro.
He's as offensive coordinator.
Okay, as a coordinator, okay.
As a coordinator, yeah.
So we got 13 minutes left. You know what you guys should do and just roll
about
to
to be
3
like,
hours.
let's bring back Rich Gannon then, and we're gonna
You got 13 minutes. You got 13 minutes, dude. You should roll back and you guys can answer some questions in some of the chats because we kind of been negating a lot of these. But you can answer questions in the last 13.
All right,
kill it at 3 hours.
What did we? What questions did we miss? I think I hit
them.
Don't
listen to him, bro. You think AOC and Derek Carr the same person?
Oh no.
Yeah, AOC is going to equal another 10 years of sadness if we do what we did with Derek Carr.
It scares me that him and
his heart.
Brady,
I told you he right for the wrong reasons. His heart is in the right place. Make sure you check the chat. You do want to make sure you check the chat, but you already did it, so he right for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, it's all good. But yes, we I think we got all the questions out. If there's something I missed, chat, please let me know.
Yeah, shoot it now.
I will try to
now
answer
you got 12 minutes and 30 seconds.
You probably have less than that.
Tell them to charge it to your head and not your heart.
Final countdown. If we don't see none, then about
the final countdown, bro. I love that song. Yeah. Yo, shoot him. You're about to miss out, dude.
So just
Oh, well, you know,
just
what
real fast
happens.
here. Chargers game next week. It's a loss. Gonna lose. So that's one game that I look. I don't care. I look forward to actually losing that game, and I'm gonna say it because we don't got to go up higher in the draft. So if we would have just lost these previous two games, I would have been even happier. But yeah, we're gonna lose that game against the Chargers. So once this is all said and done, we'll see where our final draft pick is, and then we can do a deeper dive and then see how this all plays out and unfolds going forward.
Don't be surprised.
You guys go ahead. I
Don't
have a
be
quick
surprised we
question.
win
whenever
this
you're ready.
week.
Go ahead. Go ahead. And then what else? You got anything you want to say to add to that?
I want to
A-Train,
know
about the win, San
if
Diego?
we lose, what's the lowest pick we could possibly get?
4th.
Oh shit,
No.
that's pretty damn good, bro. That's pretty damn good.
That's not.
So Black, you think that we're gonna beat the Chargers?
Don't be surprised. AOC throw for 300 yards. They're gonna be talking about AOC.
So
They're gonna be
question.
like, "Oh shit!"
That's
They're
the
gonna be
question.
like, they're gonna be like AOC Johnson.
If
This Johnson just
AOC
got 6 inches
leads us
bigger.
to
Everybody gonna jump on it.
if he leads us to a victory
so
and he throws for 300
Yeah.
yards and we beat the Chargers,
I've been calling
does
it
AOC
perfectly
start?
with AOC and that whole hype the past two games and the wins, right? So I'm so far out of these previous games.
Yeah, you
I'm-
have it right.
I'm 2 for 2, and I'm hoping to be 3 for 3 going into this last game, right? So the reason why, and I'm gonna get my whole backing on this, the reason why I'm saying that the Chargers are gonna beat us this game is only because they're not gonna bench their starters and they want to beat Houston they want to beat us to play Houston to get the 5th seed. So that's why that's where my heart is on that there. So with that all being said, that's why I believe that I'm going to be 3-3 on these games here.
Man, Justin Herbert gonna throw 3 picks. Jack
Yeah, I
Jones
think
gonna
we're
look
gonna
like
win that game.
Jack Jones, which was the worst corner in the league, giving up the most touchdowns, gonna have 3 picks because 2 picks. He almost had 2 picks last week. Like, bro. I hope you're right because you have been right though. Now I was hoping you was wrong the past couple weeks, but you were right. But
now listen.
Hold on. So
doesn't San Diego have
hold on. So I just gotta ask: is all that biasism towards Herbert?
What that I think they're gonna lose?
Yeah.
Well, it might have some bias to it. Yeah, it might have some. But I just think that,
or just some thought that Herbert be losing.
For sure, right, exactly. That's part of it is bias, but some of it is a proven track record, though.
No. That's all good. I said as brother.
But I didn't want to make it seem like I didn't have no bias in there because I do.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
The Raiders are playing with their hearts, dude. The Raiders are playing with their fucking hearts right now. The Raiders are trying to win games. We've seen the Raiders play with their hearts, dude, and the Raiders can do some crazy shit when they play with their heart, dude.
That's not heart we playing with.
Well, there's a lot of heart out there. Watch Spillane get an interception. Watch fucking
them fools playing for
you know what I mean? Like,
contracts.
This team wants to win, and if there's one thing they could do, if they could disrupt the Chargers' chances to win a Super Bowl, and they have the chance to do that, they're going to do it.
Do you think they're thinking that?
Right now.
You think that's what they're thinking?
Yeah,
that was probably the furthest thing from their mind.
The world right now.
I'm pretty sure that's the furthest thing from their mind.
Check out Harbaugh's defense, dude. He got that defense going, dude, and
the Raiders ain't thinking about spoiling nothing. They've been spoiled since week.
Harbaugh's not a defensive coach.
They've been spoiled since week 3, 4.
Someone gets credit for the defense.
Yeah.
Can Brock Purdy just throw a touchdown to Jawan Jennings? God damn it, Jawan Jennings! I need you to score a touchdown. Okay, or if you're listening, get your ass in the end zone.
Harbaugh not being a defensive coach, so I'm just going to comment on what you just said. But I'm just saying, look what he did when he got there. When he whipped that that defensive round, man, and it's hard to score on that Charger team, man, and I just don't see it. I don't.
Without a running game, it's going to be tough.
I don't see it, man.
Who says we don't have a running game?
Man.
Have you seen Amir
Abdullah got
Amir
hurt.
Abdullah.
Okay. Amir Abdullah looked
Here we
good.
go. 100-yard game. He's a bar.
Best game of his life.
Against
130.
the bum Saints.
130. What? No, he gonna.
That boy had his weed.
He ain't showing out.
It's his final.
He ain't showing out.
I'm gonna tell you.
I wish on Prize Picks they had his thing on there over under, dude. I would go on there and I would bet on that.
You bet under
100 for sure. Anybody.
It's
he ain't going.
Final game of his career. He's gonna retire in the offseason.
Yeah, he's gonna retire now.
Look, he about to have 34 yards.
He's
Thank you, bro. Bro, AOC,
about to have 34 yards.
I like AOC. I like Abdullah. Look, we're lighting it up because we're playing against some bums. Get the F out of here. Get the F is going on. I'm gonna have to copy freaking wasted talent, man. You guys have to get unceremoniously blocked. Get the F out of here with that. Get the F out of here with that.
Yo, does Labe get cut, dude? Does Dylan Labe get cut this year?
No.
You think we keep him?
Yeah.
No. Through the offseason, yeah, but if he has a bad training camp, he'll get cut.
So,
like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not guaranteed to roster.
He hasn't shown really shit besides on special teams. And even that's like,
but see, you can't say that. See, this is what I don't be understanding, because you could have said the same thing about McCormick. You didn't say shit about him until just now.
Yeah, and special teams returning, it matters. He'll be on the team unless he.
So I'm just saying, given the opportunity, you got to see what they're gonna do in the opportunity. Where he messed up is your first carry, you can't fumble. I'm sorry.
Second carry. What did he do there, guy? He fumbled. Guess what? He never played again. Not on offense.
So I'm going to just say this. You know who fumbled?
He fumbled twice?
You know who
he fumbled twice. In first and second carry, buddy.
Oh, damn.
So...
But the first one was preseason.
No, I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about that. But it do count because it was there already. So... It's kind of like a half.
He doesn't have a thing. He didn't. It was not an issue in college.
No, I didn't think it's a thing. But you can't get there and fumble, and then they finally put you into the game, and the first thing you do is fumble.
You fumble
small sample size. Check out.
I mean, like that's like getting with a girl that she kind of cheated, but she didn't cheat, and then y'all probably locked down with each other, and the first thing she do is cheat. What you gonna be like? I think I'm gonna give her another chance. No, she gonna have to wait a couple of years now. So yeah, you might get cut. Anything.
Yeah, I think he gets cut. Legit.
I hope not.
No, man. As long as he don't fumble in camp,
don't
the
do
first time
that.
he touch it.
You better not even fumble at all in camp. Fuck the first time. You better not fumble at all in camp. That shit better. You better walk into camp with a football under your arm.
Dude, he better be the program.
All summer. I'm talking about all summer with the ball over that one fumble.
Niggas just tell everybody, try to stop it out of my hands when you see me.
I was so wrong about that guy. I was like, oh yeah, dude, this guy's he might have potential.
You're not wrong. He had 2 carries. God dang, he turned a kick for a touchdown.
He has to carry the ball higher.
Turned a kick for a touchdown.
Oh yeah, he's gonna stay on the team just
Tiki
because
Barber was fumbling every 2 seconds.
That's what I just said.
Oh, okay, thank you.
He gonna stay on the team just because he returned a kick for a touchdown.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's just because of that alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
What's next? What else we got? What else
we got? We got 2 minutes and a half. We out here, man. Raider.
My boy Jawan.
I mean, like we went longer than the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? We more consistent than we are.
You got that blue chew.
Shoot, we played.
The comeback
all
has
3
been
hours.
completed, folks.
We played all 3
comeback.
hours. They played for like about a half, and that's it.
Hey, good shit, brother. Good shit.
The comeback has been completed.
See, told you. You got to wait until the final whistle, brother. You never know in fantasy, bro. I seen some weird ass shit. I seen some crazy stories.
We are up with very little time on the clock. Jawan Jennings has come through. He did not score a touchdown, but he did need to because he scored just enough.
There you go.
Up by a smidge.
There you go.
I will be wearing a belt.
There you go.
Hand me the belt. Let's go.
There you go.
Discount double check time, people.
Discount double check.
It's a good way to end the episode.
Bring in Goldberg. Bring in Goldberg.
Bring in Goldberg. I want lots of shiny things. If it's not shiny enough, I'll be adding some things, folks, and I can do that because it's my belt. Let's go.
You got to tag it NWO in the center of it.
That's right. I will bust you with that belt buckle too. Broke, good. That's right. So let's celebrate a championship by
congratulations,
RaiderNation.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Congrats. And congrats to all of you for being here and all 324 you suckers. Could have been spending your time doing something better, but I tricked you. So thanks.
And if you guys have won your fantasy football championship too, congratulations to you guys too.
Congrats out there. Congrats out there to the runner-ups. Congratulations to I think will be runner-up Crown Royale. You had a great season.
It's very nice of him to say, but if you ain't first, you're last.
Ouch. And it looks like Joshua Dobbs just threw a pass, so the game is definitely over. So that's for you, Western.
That's your boy. That's your boy. Out there getting it, dog.
See?
And as I always say, folks, just try to stay positive. What the hell else are you going to do in this crazy, crazy world?
Too crazy.
Read in between the lines, man. That's where it's at. It's in between the lines, okay? All right? And as my boy Western likes to say, I'll let you talk.
Keep it cool, keep it light, keep it fresh. And I hope you guys have a happy, wonderful new year. I'm going to go into the new year. We're kicking off into the new year. It's going to be the last, days here of 2024. So hope you guys go into the new year of 2025. I know I am, try to improve on yourself. There's always something that you can improve on yourself, so leave all the drama, the BS, the bad karma, the bad juju, all the negative energy, especially the bad BS of the Raiders stuff here behind 2024. And let's look forward to better, brighter things. Be a better person, better husband, better son, brother, sister, daughter, nephew, aunt, uncle, all that stuff. And let's just try to improve ourselves in general, and just try to be a better person. If one person could do that, then this world would be a better place because, it's a crazy world out there. There's a lot of crazy people. So if we could just, improve on one small thing, strength comes in numbers, right? And so I hope you guys have a wonderful, happy new year with your family and stay safe out there.
Yeah, man. Self-actualization. Just be 1% better every day. Adds up pretty damn fast. In a year, you'll be 3 times better than you were. Isn't that insane? All right. So, Black, anything you want to say before the year is out to our humble, happy, and wonderful fan base or people who are suckered into watching us?
Yeah, I hope I can clean out my computer so I can get my camera working right and leave that into the last year. And hopefully in the next year, I won't be doing this
There you go.
from a blacked out screen, but y'all know what it is. It's a new year, new opportunity. Don't start off strong and get weak. Start off weak and get strong.
That's right.
That's all I can say about that. Try something different this year than you've been doing because some things just haven't been working for you previously. So, And if you don't believe me, look at the narcotic that's known as the Oakland / Las Vegas / Las Vegas / oh, I said it wrong. I'm sorry. It's the Oakland / Los Angeles / Las Vegas Raiders.
Well, it's actually the
So-
Oakland / Los Angeles / Oakland / Las Vegas.
Yeah, I got it all wrong. Thank
It's
you.
okay.
Bro. The
It's
Oakland
okay. It's been a
/
while.
Los
Shout out to
Angeles
Shake Back.
/ Las Vegas /
That's right. Shout out to Shake
Yeah,
Back.
Raiders. But if you don't need anything else, you can look at that, and they look like they're trying to change something and turn the page. You guys can do the same.
right.
So
Sit on the proverbial toilet before midnight tomorrow, because you don't want to bring that old
Right.
shit into the new year. Okay.
right.
All right, guys. Well, I think we've done it. So, as I'd like to say, stay hot and good night now.